Monday through Friday, 4 to 10, Saturday, 4 to 11, and open for lunch every Thursday, 11 to 2, and closed on Sunday. Ryan's Anger Restaurant and Ace Lounge in the Crossroads in downtown Huron.
The Huron Tigers are a charter member of the Eastern South Dakota Conference, or the ESD. Other charter members still in the conference: Brookings, Aberdeen, Mitchell, Watertown, and Yankton. Pierre joined the conference in 1966, Brandon Valley in 1990, Harrisburg in 2013. Other schools that have been members over the years of the ESD: Sioux Falls, Washington, Redfield, Madison, and Vermilion.
ProClean Plus offers epoxy floor coating for garages, basements, and outdoor patios, as well as commercial and industrial spaces. Call 605-352-5776 to get a free estimate. Let the pros at ProClean Plus help you get a great-looking, durable surface with the epoxy flooring. Locally owned and operated, visit them at 201 Market Street East, or check out their website at procleanplus.net. ProClean Plus is a proud sponsor here on Tiger Sports.
The Tiger Coach interview is brought to you by The Scoreboard, downtown Huron. Enjoy fantastic burgers and basket meals, plus their many big screen TVs. The Scoreboard, 3rd Street, downtown Huron.
Continue our pregame here, getting set for a 11AA semifinal tonight here on Tigers, Pierre Governors. Coach Drew Strand joins us. Coach Strand brought to you by The Scoreboard, 3rd Street, downtown Huron. Tigers come in hosting the semifinal tonight. A win over Brookings, hard fought last week. And, Coach, one of those games, it was kind of like pulling teeth, where you felt like we should have had a bigger lead, and we did. We had the lead at the end of the game, and I guess that's all that counted.
Yep, I mean, after getting done with that game, I know our red zone, we got to be a little bit better. Having a 1 for 5, felt like we should have scored more and had more opportunities. But, in the end of the day, in the postseason, doesn't matter how you get the win. It's just as long as you get it, so you can move on to tomorrow, and you're still playing football.
And that's the thing, and you mentioned the red zone thing. Really, that's they kind of saw it both Brookings games where we were getting good field position, but just making a mistake, something would happen. And obviously, in a game like this tonight, we need to convert on those opportunities.
Yep, and I think our guys coming into this game offensively, they understand what we got to do and what we're trying to do game plan-wise, and we just got to find ways to finish those drives out with points, and we can't have a lot of drives here with scoreless points. So we just got to find ways to continue to do that, and I think our guys understand that coming in.
Now, Pierre comes in, and they don't look a lot like they did 2 months ago, and hard to believe. Yes, it's been 2 months since we played them there in the second game of the season. They've had some major injuries, but yet with their program, with their numbers, they're just able to plug kids in, and, well, they're rolling. They're the one team in the quarterfinal that kind of cruised to their win.
Yep, I mean, they got some skill guys out there that are still out there that have been there, the whole season, and so they like to use those, and they got them guys rolling, and then their quarterback back there has been able to extend some plays out, and so we just got to be able to contain him and, just give him different looks to kind of mess with them and see what happens and see if we can get some cloudy coverages on his end and just kind of stay that way. And then offensively, we just got to drive forward and continue to finish drives in the end zone, hopefully.
And with Pierre, I got to think of this, too, last weekend, that, we really haven't seen a team that is a pass-first team probably since Spearfish, so that's been a month. And, well, Pierre, I think they threw over 300 yards against T last week. They can do that, but they can also run it as well. So, the defense just has to be wary because Pierre can come from any direction.
Yep, I mean, on film, those guys run a more traditional styled offense. Usually they're overloading one side of linemen, and they've kind of got away from that with this quarterback that they have in and kind of keep it more balanced. And the pass first stuff, that's kind of where we like to say our defense excels sometimes, just because of the coverages that we can roll into and different things. And so hopefully we can do that tonight and just, give him some foggy looks and make some plays on defense for us on our end.
And as you look at the grand scheme of things, you don't get here by mistake. That's I know you're talking to the kids about that as well. You don't get here by mistake, and Pierre knows that. We know that. Sturgis and Yankton know that as well. If you're playing in November, you're doing something right.
Yep. I mean, to be one of the 4 teams left our guys are still hungry and they still feel like they have something to prove. But, you know, kind of like I told those guys, they've earned everything they've got. You know, nothing lucky happened to us that fell in our hands or may have gone one way or the other way. Everything they've done, it's because they give 100% effort out on the field every time. And so hopefully we see that out here tonight and everything goes our way in the end of the game. But, you know, when our kids play hard and they play fast, usually, you know, it puts them in positions to make the plays and make things happen. And so that's what we're looking for here tonight.
You know, in games like this, it comes down to little things. You have to play a clean game, limit the penalties, stay away from the turnovers, because again, one little thing can lead to a big thing in a game of this magnitude.
Yep, I mean, you know, anytime you get into the playoffs, those big momentum shifts of big plays or things happening where guys start dropping their heads, and so we just got to be 100% focused. And you know, sometimes something wrong is going to happen, you know, and it's how you respond to that and how you come back off of that. And our team, I thought this season has done a great job overcoming all the adversity, and so hopefully we see that tonight, and hopefully we can be on the end of the positive outcomes when we go in here 100%.
And wrap it up with this, hey, we're still playing football in November. It's a pretty good feeling. Not everybody can say that now.
Yep, and I mean, we're still hungry for more, and so our guys enjoy it, and so hopefully, you know, we can give it everything we got tonight and go out here and hopefully come away with a win and move on next week as well.
Drew Strand, head coach here on Tiger Football. Coach Strand, brought to you by the Scoreboard, 3rd Street, downtown Huron. Hey, to come, we have lineups, we have the anthem, we have the flip, and semifinal football playoff right around the corner here on Dakota Sports on Tiger.
Jeremy and Marlene and the entire crew of the Scoreboard invite you to come in for lunch or dinner. Stop in at the Scoreboard located at 56 3rd Street Southeast in Huron. Featuring a full menu, and check out their website at scoreboardhuron.com. Whether it's college football or the NFL, you can watch all the exciting action on one of their many big screen TVs. Scoreboard also has a sideline bakery room for your next event. Call 352-7580. Have a good time with old friends at the Scoreboard Bar and Grill. Now, go get them Tigers.
At Car Chiropractic, we know sports injuries just don't sideline your game. They can sideline your life. Whether you're a weekend warrior, a competitive athlete, or just love staying active, getting back to your best is what we do best. Our team of experts will work with you one-on-one to develop a rehab plan that's as unique as you are. Don't let an injury keep you from doing what you love. Call Car Chiropractic today at 605-352-5264 or visit carchiropractic.com.
Text scams continue to rise, and victims who have lost money to these scams continues to increase. Consumers cannot rely on a text message to be truthful. If you receive a message regarding a fine for missing jury duty, your utilities being shut off or non-payment, toll road fines, or you've won a sweepstakes, these are scams designed with an urgency and the need to send money now. Do not respond to these texts. And you should contact Consumer Protection at 800-300-1986. That's 800-300-1986 for the South Dakota Office of Attorney General's Consumer Protection Division.
We're minutes away from play-by-play. Let's meet the Huron Tigers.
Mason Juergens, number 5, wide receiver, safety.
Landon Hall, number 9, running back and linebacker.
Riley Winiger, number 18, receiver and corner.
Oakley Anderson, number 20, linebacker and running back.
Gunnar Harris, number 26, receiver and corner.
Charlie Martin, 52, D-end and center.
Noah Staley, 55, D-end.
Rayshawn Wibbs, number 64, D-end.
Alan Mejia, number 75, D-end and right tackle.
Here's two-time South Dakota Sportscaster of the Year and the voice of the Huron Tigers, Jeff Duffy.
And welcome back and good evening from Tigers Stadium. We're closing in on lineups and kickoff, anthem as well for the Huron Tigers, Pierre Governors, in the 11AA semifinals with a trip to the Dakota Dome in Vermilion 1 week from tonight on the line. And this is quarterfinal night, so there's a total of 14 games being played, 2 in each division. There's one final in already, and that was in Class 9B. Del Rapids St. Mary and Del Rapids Public share a field, so St. Mary has been playing afternoon games for all their playoff games, and they defeated Faulkton 22-16, so Del Rapids St. Mary is back in the championship. Most games, though, are starting at 7 o'clock tonight, with the exception of AAA, where nobody has to travel. Sioux Falls Lincoln and Sioux Falls Jefferson are tied at 7 midway through the second quarter. And boy, Brandon Valley making a statement late in the first quarter. They're already up 21-0 on Harrisburg. And that is your Seven Sons Heating and Air scoreboard update. And Corky, you know, I had a hard time waiting today for this thing to start. I can't imagine how it's been for the kids. I know Huron's had a few kids that have been a little under the weather, but that's kind of the nature of the beast this time of year. Everybody just has to know, suck it up, and you got to be ready to go.
Well, that's it. There, you know, you got to grab this, what you got in front of you today, and it's very, very special that you get to play football in November and put all the little things besides and come out here and let's go.
So weather should not be an issue. Yeah, it is a bit chilly, but nothing that you can't handle. My watch says 38 degrees, which I think is a few degrees cooler than the last meeting between Huron and Pierre. That would have been whatever the first Friday was in September. I think September 5th, although I think that was the one cool week we had in September as well. So, but 38 degrees. There is a little bit of wind. It's not a real major, kind of coming out of the northeast, so that shouldn't be a real huge issue for the teams either. Let's give you the starters. We'll go with the starting defenses again like we did last week. Starters on defense for Pierre. Max Bogenhagen is a senior defensive tackle. Devin Binger is a junior nose tackle. Cooper Terwilliger, who has been contacted by most colleges in the country, he is a defensive tackle and a junior. Outside linebackers, senior Lincoln Schoenhard, senior Hudson Schaefer, middle linebacker Sam Larson, a junior, and middle linebacker sophomore Will Eilers. The defensive backfield corners are Logan Whitty, a junior, and Aiden Beam, a senior. And free safety is junior Sutton Sonnenschein and sophomore Porter Hunsley. Steve Steele is the head coach of the Pierre Governors. For the Huron Tigers, Drew Strand, the head coach. Again, here's the starters on defense. The lineman, Rayshawn Whiff, defensive end senior. Noah Owen, nose tackle sophomore. Charlie Martin, senior defensive end. Inside linebacker is Oakley Anderson, senior. Outside linebackers, Cooper Bischoff, junior. Landon Hulse, senior. And with Pierre's offense, Huron's going to be starting with an extra defensive back, three corners. Josh Gilbert, the freshman, gets the start tonight. Junior James Schultz, junior. And senior Riley Winiger. Free safety is junior Jeremy Hofer. And strong safety is senior Mason Jurgens. So there's a little tweak there right away with an extra defensive back on defense. But I remember the same thing we did back in September against Pierre, because it's not very often they're going to have more than two players in that offensive backfield. They're going to keep the field spread and just keep holes open.
Well, they like to throw it. You know, when you rack up 200-300 yards a game, they put it out there.
Yeah, they're starting a sophomore at quarterback, Jaron Deal. Now, he's been playing all year, but he was out at wide receiver when the teams played back in September. But senior quarterback Caleb Lounsbury was, like I said at the top, was one of three seniors that were injured out against Spearfish 3 weeks ago. And Deal has stepped in and taken over that position. In fact, on offense, Pierre only has three seniors starting. So they have the numbers, and they do have some guys playing both ways, but not as many as Huron. But that's the luxury you have when you have the numbers. And, you know, for most teams to get the injuries that Pierre has had in the last 3 weeks, that could be a killer to your playoff hopes. But like I said, Pierre was the only one of the four quarterfinals last week that didn't go down to the final possession.
Well, they come out and did their thing, you know, and they had that in control, you know, earlier in the game than the rest of us did, and that shows the potency that they have in their offense, and the guys that they can, one goes down, they have a next guy right ready to go that is ready to play when his time comes up.
And quickly want to commemorate our three all-conference selections that came out this week, all ESD, all seniors on offense. Center Charlie Martin, tailback Landon Hulst, and then inside linebacker Oakley Anderson. Salute to them. Three all-conference. You always feel like you should add more, especially in a season like this. But hey, that's a little consolation. Making it to Vermilion next week kind of takes care of all that.
Well, exactly. You get down there and you can show what you got and enjoy it on the big stage.
Just about finished up with the introductions here, so we'll have the anthem, we'll have the flip, and we're going to be ready to play football shortly. Pierre at Huron, 11AA semifinal. We'll take a timeout of 2 minutes. Return to Tiger Stadium, 2 minutes on Dakota Sports on Tiger.
Adams Quick Lube is your go-to place for convenient, reliable oil changes. Fast, easy, no-pressure oil changes for your family's vehicle. No appointment needed. See them at 1159 Dakota Avenue North or give Adam a call at 352-9325. Adams Quick Lube also has tire repair, batteries, and filters. Locally owned and open at 8 a.m. every day except Sundays. Trust your family vehicle with Adams Quick Lube. 1159 Dakota Avenue North. Adams Quick Lube is a proud sponsor of Tiger Sports.
Great teams need more than talent. They need leadership, positivity, and the power of Hereford beef. At Ravine Creek Ranch, the Bishops know raising Hereford cattle takes commitment and care, the same qualities that make great students and athletes. Lead by example, stay positive, and give it your all, on the field, on the court, and in the classroom. The Bishops at Ravine Creek Ranch are proud supporters of the Huron Tigers.
Godfather's Pizza of Huron offers dine-in, carry-out, or fast delivery every day of the week. For delivery or carry-out, give them a call at 52-6925. Not sure what to order from their delicious menu? Then dine in and try their famous Godfather's Buffet, featuring a variety of pizza slices, tasty chicken, and many salads and desserts to choose from. They're locally owned, so stop in and say hi to Derek and the rest of the pizza crew. They're located at 195 21st Street in Huron. Godfather's Pizza. Give them a call, 352-6925.
The Huron Eye Clinic is proud to sponsor the Huron Tigers. The doctors and staff at the Huron Eye Clinic are committed to providing quality service and products to their patients in Huron and surrounding areas. The Huron Eye Clinic offers comprehensive eye exams, contact lens exams, infant C screenings, LASIK consultations, ocular disease services, and pediatric eye care. Stop in at the office at 1288 Dakota Avenue South to make an appointment or call the Huron Eye Clinic today at 605-352-4181.
Dakota Sports KIJV, 1340 AM and 95.3 FM.
There's a national anthem from the Huron Tiger Pep Band here tonight on a chilly night, but at least it's not below freezing, or else you might have a few instruments that would actually be freezing up right now. So we have the flip, and then we'll be ready for kickoff. Officials for our game are backed by the South Dakota Attorney General Office, Consumer Affairs Division. On the field tonight, Brett Dobbins, Dave Chafin, Troy Hansen, Ryan Etherington, and Tom Peniston. They are the law on the field, and they're backed by the South Dakota Attorney General Office, Consumer Affairs Division. So, Court guy, this, like I said at the beginning, this is why you lift those weights. This is why you go to the workouts. This is why you buy into a program that has really made a lot of strides here since Drew Strand took over 4 years ago.
Oh, exactly. These young men are working hard to get to this point. Nothing's been easy for them. Nobody's given us anything. Any of these teams in the playoffs. So you don't get anything given to you. You have to go out and take it and earn it every week. So, and get hats off to these young men for doing all that hard work to get to this point.
Funny you say that. That was the exact message that Drew Strand gave the kids when practice was over on Wednesday, as I was here to talk to him afterward. And that's the other thing, too. When you're playing in November, that means practice finishes under the lights because it's dark by 6 o'clock or by 5 o'clock.
Exactly. Yeah, and that's great. That's fine. We'll take that, just as long as we keep going week by week.
So doing all the flip information, and it looks like Huron is going to get the ball first. That's the way it's shaping up anyway. And yep, Huron takes the ball, so Huron will get the ball first, and we are just about ready for kickoff here from Tiger Stadium. Again, hello, everyone, and welcome to Tiger Stadium. We're coming up on 7 o'clock, KIJV, AM/FM Huron. I'm Jeff Duffy, along with Dave Corcoran. We have our semifinal action here from Tiger Stadium tonight. Huron at 8-2, Pierre at 7-3. Huron did win the first meeting, second game of the season, I believe September 5th, 13-7. And that was tied at 7 until a pick six by Jeremy Hofer with just over a minute left. And even with that, Pierre did get down inside the 20 before the defense got the stop and picked up the win. So Huron getting ready to field the kickoff from the Governors. It'll be Landon Hulst and Mason Juergens back deep to receive the kick from Pierre. Huron, Pierre wearing their white jerseys tonight with green numbers, a little black trim, and green pants. They actually look like the Pierre Governors because they're wearing green and white.
Yep.
And Huron wearing their orange uniforms tonight with white numbers, black pants with an orange-white stripe on it, black helmets for Huron, green helmets for Pierre. And, hey, we are ready for playoff football here on Tiger. And Pierre getting set to kick off. Very little wind. It shouldn't be a huge factor. Carter Templeton is the kicker for the Pierre Governors. And here we go, our game underway. High end-over-end kick, and Hulst's going to grab it at the 15. Coming up that right hash to the 25, and he was met up. Good special teams play there by Pierre. Porter Hunsley on the stop, and Huron Tigers 1st and 10. They will have the ball at about the 23-yard line. Anderson Porish is the quarterback. Landon Hulst is the tailback. And see if Huron comes out with 3 receivers. They do. Blake Elwine right. And Juergens and Winiger left. And Carter Porish is the tight end. 1st and 10 from the 23-yard line. Now the officials are having a discussion about something. So 2 receivers left, 1 right, and it's the shotgun on 1st and 10 for Anderson Porish. Porish going to keep it up the middle. He's got the 30, kind of ran into his own blocker, still a good 5 yards on the play. Nothing fancy on that. On the stop for Pierre, I believe was, well, I guess that was not who that was. Gain of 4, it'll be 2nd and 6. I thought he got a yard or 2 more than that. 2nd and 6, Huron from the 26-yard line. We have a slot right, 1 receiver left. On 2nd and 6, Pierre starting to crowd the line. Now they're showing a blitz from the left. And straight ahead is Hulst. He's got the head down past the 30, maybe up to the 31-yard line. And it's going to set up a 3rd and 1 for Huron. And right away, boy, you want to move the sticks, get a 1st down, get something going here on offense. So 3rd and 1 for Huron, just shy of their own 32-yard line. So probably need a little over a yard for this 1st down. Again, slot right, 1 receiver left. And now a shift by Carter Porish from left to right. Anderson Porish kind of talking to the line. Got to hurry. The play clock running down, and there's the snap. Porish wants to come right, heads up the field, and gets just enough for the 1st down. Good open field tackle there by the Pierre Governors. And the tackle there was Sutton Sonnenschein, but enough for a 1st down for Huron up to the 34-yard line. So a gain of 3 for Porish. And Huron 1st and 10 from their own 34-yard line. We're just underway here at Tiger Stadium in this 11AA semifinal. Tigers 3 runs and a 1st down. Got a bunch, got a wing to the left and a slot to the right on the near side. Straight drop, 1st pass for Porish. He's going to throw over the middle and overthrew his brother Carter Porish. Carter was open, maybe a little too much adrenaline on that. Sonnenschein was there defensively for Pierre. Incomplete, 2nd and 10 from the 34-yard line. Again, Carter Porish was open, but ball kind of sailed on Anderson. Just got to settle down, and hey, this is a football game back in September. 2nd and 10 Huron from the 34-yard line in the pistol. And again, have a bunch formation to the left, Elwine to the right. And Porish going to pitch it to Hulst. Has to cut up at the hash. Gets what he can past the 35. He'll get about 3 on the play. Number of white jerseys on top of Hulst. It'll be 3rd and 7 for Huron from just outside the 37-yard line. So a big play here for the Tiger offense. You got 1 first down, but want to keep things going. We played 2.5 minutes. This is the opening drive of the game. Slot left, slot right. Empty backfield. Shotgun for Porish on 3rd and 7. And Porish straight drop. Looking. Now he's getting flushed out. Got to hurry. He throws and incomplete. Kind of threw it away. As bearing down on him was Terwilliger. Incomplete. And Huron Tigers will have to punt. Get 1 first down. But at 4th and 7, Porish will be asked to punt the ball away and pin Pierre back. 9:07 to go, first quarter. And Pierre has 1 man back deep to receive the kick. And Pierre coming after it, but Porish gets it off. High kick, kind of angles to the left, and probably not going to get a lot out of that as it went out of bounds. We'll see where they mark it. It will be Pierre ball with 9:01 to go in the first quarter. No score, and Pierre will get the ball for the first time. They will spot the ball right at the 40-yard line. So a 23-yard punt for Porish, and Pierre with decent field position at their own 40, 1st and 10 with 9:01 to go in the first quarter. Jaron Deal, the sophomore, is the quarterback for Pierre. He's in the shotgun, and he'll hand it to Hunsley up the middle. Big hole past the 45 up to the 48. Just going straight ahead on the play. And that's a gain of 8 for Hunsley. 2nd and 2 for Pierre. And they're right back at the line. No huddle. 2nd and 2 from the 48-yard line. 2 receivers left, 2 receivers right. And Jaron Deal in the shotgun on 2nd down and 2. And roll to the right. Deal going to keep it. He's got the first down and more, and he's got that right sideline. Finally caught from behind, but rips off another huge gain. James Schultz Jr. on the stop for Huron, but Deal, he has shown he can do a lot of things with his legs. He's going to get 13 yards on the play, and Pierre, 2 runs, 21 yards, and they have a first down. And they're at the Huron 39-yard line very quickly. Into the Huron into the field. And Deal will hand it off to Hunsley up the middle and keeping his legs moving up to the 35. And he's going to get 5 or 6 on that. Had him down low, but somebody has to help finish the tackle, as I believe it was Jeremy Hofer that was down low on the play. Or Charlie Martin, excuse me, down low. Gain of 5, 2nd and 5 for Pierre as they have the ball at the 34-yard line of Huron. Deal in the shotgun, going to roll right, go off tackle. He's got the hash. He's got more to the 30, very close to the first down. And Pierre just getting off big chunks of yardage here on their opening possession of the game. Winiger on the stop for Huron, and another first down for Pierre up to the 29-yard line. 1st and 10 for Pierre from the Huron 29-yard line. Shotgun for Deal. Now he looks back at the sideline as they didn't huddle, so they got time on the play clock. Deal now resets. The snap, and he's going to pitch it to Hunsley. Goes off tackle right side, gets bottled up at about the 25, but again, 4 to 5 yards a pop at least on the carry right now as Pierre just showing a power running game and daring Huron to come in and try and stop it. Gain of 4 for Hunsley. 2nd and 6, or I guess we will call it 5. 2nd and 5 for Pierre as they're down to the 24-yard line of Huron. We're just underway. Pierre has their opening possession of the game. Huron got 1 first down, then had to punt. Shotgun. Deal wants to pass for the first time. Now he's going to step up, and he's got a lot of room up the middle to the 15, to the 10, and caught at the 8-yard line, or else he was heading in for the score. Riley Winiger on the stop for Huron, but Deal, I'm not sure if that was actually a design pass or not. Deal took off pretty quick, and boy, once he got past that first wave, the lineman kind of let, the O-line kind of let the D-line through, and then it was almost like a power sweep up the middle, gain of 16 for Deal. First and goal for Pierre, and they're quickly in scoring position. First and goal at the 8-yard line, 2 receivers left, 1 right, and Deal in the shotgun. And he'll just take it up the middle, goes off to the right to the 5, and he's down to the 2. James Schultz Jr. with the tackle, but again, the defensive backs are getting most of the tackles here. Down to the 2-yard line. It'll be second and goal from the 2 as Pierre is effortlessly taking the ball down the field, all on the ground. They have a second and goal from the 2-yard line. In Deal and Hunsley kind of talking back there. They're in the pistol on second and goal from the 2. And here's the pitch. Hunsley going left, and he's got a clear path for the touchdown. Hunsley, a 2-yard run, but there is a flag in the middle of the field, so check that out first. For a moment, it's a score for Pierre. Holding on Pierre takes the score off the board. There's your break. You need to use it. It'll be second down again, but take Pierre back, so a key penalty there. And Pierre will have it at the 12-yard line, so 10-yard holding call. Second and goal from the 12 for Pierre. Tigers catch a break. As I said, you need to use it. Second and goal from the 12 for Pierre. You have 2 receivers left, 2 right, and the shotgun for Deal on second and goal from the 12. And straight drop for Deal. Now he's going to scramble out, gets away from the rush, going to his left, turns the corner to the 10, to the 5, and touchdown. He got pushed out of bounds by Jeremy Hofer, but he hit the pylon. And there's another penalty marker, I believe, on the field. Holding on Pierre. My goodness.
There's your breaks.
Well, you got breaks, and you have to take, you got to take advantage of this. Pierre's going to go back another 10 yards. They go from second and goal from the 2 to second and goal at the 22.
You got to make a defensive stand here, guys.
Huron fans stomping on the aluminum bleachers here, shaking up here in the press box. 3 receivers right. Terwilliger shifts to the left on second and goal from the 22. Play action, going to loop it out to Scheffelbein. Left side, gets a block, but then is bottled up after a short gain, or he may not even got there. Juergens and Winiger on the stop for Huron. No gain on the play. It'll be third and goal from the 22-yard line. That was a play Pierre went to a lot the first meeting. So now third and goal from the 22-yard line for Pierre. 4:25 to go in the first quarter. No score. Pierre had it at the 2. Now they're back at the 22 and a third and goal. Slot right, 1 receiver left. Empty backfield for Deal. Deal straight drop. He'll look. He's under some pressure. Rolls to the left. Going to throw to the back of the end zone. Scheffelbein there. Touchdown. Scheffelbein got inside of the defensive back. Deal made a play with his feet to get loose from the rush, and Pierre finally gets into the end zone. Scheffelbein with the touchdown catch, 22 yards, and Pierre goes up 6-0 with the extra point pending. Score comes at 4:06 to go in the first quarter. And on to kick the extra point is Carter Templeton for Pierre. Snap is there. The kick is up, and it is good. Templeton with the kick, 7-0 Pierre, 4:06 to go, first quarter. Timeout 30 on Dakota Sports.
Finance your existing home. I'm Jamie Olson, your local mortgage loan officer at American Bank and Trust in Huron. Whether it's a conventional loan with local servicing, VA, FHA, rural development, jumbo, or a home equity line of credit, I'm here to help you find the right fit. Let's make your home goals happen. Apply today at mortgagewithjamie.com or call 353-2818. American Bank and Trust, where your journey begins. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Dakota Sports KIJV, 1340 AM and 95.3 FM.
Welcome back to Tiger Stadium. Pierre scores. They go 60 yards in just over 4 minutes. And they lead 7-0. Overcame 2 penalties in Corky. But if you're the Huron Tigers now, if you're tight, you need to loosen up now because Pierre pretty much had all positive plays on that drive except for the 2 penalties.
They had a great offensive series there. We got to be able to come back from that.
Templeton with the kick, a line drive this time, going to bounce and be picked up by Juergens at the 15. Juergens hits that left sideline, tripped up at about the 26-yard line. And Huron will take over there, 1st and 10, with 4:01 to go here in the first quarter. So 4:55, I knew I had that wrong. 4:55 was the possession time for Pierre. So Huron Tigers, they got 1 first down, but then stifled out. And you got to get something going here. 1st and 10 at the 26-yard line for Huron. 4:01 to go, first quarter. 2 receivers right, 1 left. And in the shotgun for Anderson Porish. Porish, straight drop, going to throw the out near side. Juergens at the 30. Cuts in, breaks 1 tackle, leans forward to about the 33-yard line. Just a simple out to Juergens, the leading receiver on the season for Huron. He's up to the 33-yard line, so a gain of 7 on the first pass completion of the game for Huron. It'll be 2nd and 3 from the 33 for the Huron Tigers. Slot left, 1 receiver right, and the shotgun for Porish on 2nd down. Here comes motion, that's Juergens, and inside handoff to Hulse. He's got a hole to the 45, just tripped up. Pierre kind of went with the motion of Juergens, and Hulse straight up the middle, blast through up to the 46-yard line, a gain of 13, and a first down for the Huron Tigers to their own 46-yard line. Well-designed play. And the Tigers 1st and 10 at their own 46. Slot left, 1 receiver right, shotgun for Porish. Inside of 3 minutes to go, first quarter. Pierre up 7-0, option left. There's the pitch to Hulse. Hulse tries to cut inside of Winiger and goes forward. And he'll get about 6 or 7 yards again. When Hulse makes his cut, he doesn't mess around. He plants the foot and makes the cut. Use the kick out from Winiger. Gain of 8, 2nd and 2 for Huron. And Huron in Pierre territory for the first time at the 46-yard line. 2:27 to go, first quarter, 7-0 Pierre. Huron has a slot right, 1 receiver left, shotgun for Porish on 2nd and 2 from the 46. Porish looking to pass, straight drop, has to roll to the left, he's in trouble. Now he's just going to throw it away. As had Juergens kind of in the vicinity. And now Huron with a 3rd and 2. I think Pierre was complaining about a intentional grounding, but that rule got changed last year. Long as he's out of the pocket, gets the ball to the line of scrimmage, it's not intentional grounding. So 3rd and 2 for Huron from the Pierre 46-yard line. Clock stopped at 2:07 to go in the first quarter. Pierre leading 7-0. Huron needs an answer here. 3rd and 2. First things first, you need to get the first down here from the 46-yard line. Slot left, one receiver right. Option comes to the right for Porish. There's the pitch to Hulse. Turns the corner. 45, 40, 35, 34. And Anderson Porish really making good decisions with the option there. He pitched it out at the last second. That's a gain of 11 for Hulst and a first down for Huron at the Pierre 34-yard line with 1:52 and counting to go here in the first quarter. So Huron putting a drive together here as they look to answer Pierre's touchdown. Trips left, one receiver right. Oakley Anderson is the running back here on 1st and 10. And Porish looks to pass. He's looking left. Not much rush. Nobody open. Now he's going to come back right. Flag on the play. It's going to be a hold against Huron. They go to the back of the end zone. Caught for the touchdown. Flag on the play, and we're going to have offsetting penalties. I believe Carter Porish did make the catch. A flag came in at the end of the play in the end zone. There's a hold on Huron. I'm certain of that. So we'll sort this out, or maybe it's 2 penalties on the offense. For sure, back here, it's going to be a hold on Huron.
Yeah, we had the jersey stretched out pretty good.
So we'll sort it out as there is 2 penalties, one in the end zone and one behind the line of scrimmage. Yeah, again, Pierre initially didn't have that big of a rush, but there was just nobody open as the defensive backfield did the job. This might be both on Huron. So it is both on Huron. So pass interference on Huron. That'll be a 15-yard penalty. Or is it 10? Yep, there it is. Yep, 15-yard penalty for offensive pass interference on Huron. Now Huron has 1st and 25 back at the 49. Now Pierre had to overcome some penalties on their drive. Huron now needs to do the same. 1st and 25 from the 49. Slots left and right on the first down play. Porish, straight drop, looking. He'll throw it short to Elwine, turns upfield, and he'll get 3 or 4 yards, then knocked out of bounds on the far sideline. Elwine was kind of the safety valve there, and he'll get a couple of yards, but it's going to be 2nd and long for Huron at the 46. So a 3-yard gain on the play, 2nd and 22 for Huron from the 46-yard line. Clock stopped on the out of bounds with 1:16 to go in the first quarter. Pierre 7, Huron 0. Huron trying to overcome a 15-yard interference penalty. Trips right, one receiver left. Hulst in the backfield beside Porish on the 2nd and long. Straight drop for Porish again. Throws over the middle. There's Juergens, bobbled it, and again a short gain as he was tackled. Nice form tackle at the 42-yard line by Pierre. And again, not a big gain. Pierre's going to give you that play. And it's going to be 3rd and about 12 for Huron. Or 3rd and 22, excuse me, for Huron. From the 43-yard line. Huron's got the ball at the 43. They need to get to 24. 3rd and 19. I'll get it right yet. 3rd and 19, Huron. Straight drop for Porish. Porish going to throw deep to Elwine. Elwine turns and makes the catch. Was he in bounds? Flag on the play as well. Elwine made the catch. And I haven't seen a signal if he was in bounds or not. A flag come in right at the end of the play. There was definitely some hand fighting going there between him and Bame. And, well, they're taking the ball back. So what's the – they must have said it was incomplete. I guess that's the first thing. And are they calling interference on Huron again? Or maybe it is a catch, and they're going to call the pass interference to negate the catch. Offensive pass interference. Oh, on Pierre. Okay. So it's not an automatic first down in high school, but they are saying no catch for Elwine. But interference on Pierre. That at least makes third down manageable. Third penalty, 35 yards on Pierre. And Huron now has 3rd and 4 from the 28-yard line of Pierre. Well, we've already had more penalties thrown in this game than we did the entire Brookings game last week. 28 seconds to go, first quarter. Huron a 3rd and 4 from the 28-yard line. 2 down territory, I'm sure. And going to pass. Porish going to throw and complete inside the 15, down to the 10. It'll be 1st and goal for Huron. Winiger just sat in an open spot in the zone and then got some yards after the catch. First down Huron. They'll have it 1st and goal at the 7-yard line after a gain of 19 to Riley Winiger. And that could very well, that could be the last play of the first quarter, but Huron's right up to the line, and they may be looking to run a play here with 3 seconds to go. Now it looks like they are going to let the clock run out. Into the first quarter, Pierre leads 7-0. Huron's got a 1st and goal. We'll take a timeout, 1 minute on Dakota Sports on Tiger.
Proud to be part of the Huron community and to cheer on area high school athletes all season long. At Wishbone, they believe in supporting local, which is why you'll find South Dakota favorites on their show, from wines and meats to hometown snacks. They have great in-store savings, new products with updates shared on their Facebook page. Follow them on Facebook and stop in today to shop local, save more, and enjoy the best from South Dakota at Wishbone Market.
Wilbur Ellis is a leading provider of innovative solutions in plant protection, plant nutrition, and field technology. They offer premier products and one-on-one relationships with local field experts to help their customers grow. Wilbur Ellis is committed to bringing you and your operation new and innovative ideas. Contact your local Wilbur Ellis specialist today to find out how to maximize your return on investment. Wilbur Ellis wishes all area high school athletes the best of luck this season.
You're listening to the Huron Tigers on Dakota Sports KIJB.
Welcome back to Tiger Stadium. Pierre 7, Huron 0. Seven Suns Heating and Air scoreboard update. Other side of the bracket, they're still midway through the first quarter. Yankton 14, Sturgis 7. 11 AAA, Lincoln and Jefferson are tied at halftime, 14-14. And midway through the third quarter, Brandon Valley up on Harrisburg, 28-7. 11A, Del Rapids and Lennox scoreless. Sioux Falls Christian leads West Central 7-0 early second quarter. Seven Suns Heating and Air scoreboard update. Here on 1st and goal at the Pierre 7-yard line as we go to the north end zone. And Porish just going to keep it to the 5, down to the 2, yes! Touchdown! Porish just fouled the left side of the line. He takes it in from 7 yards out and an extra point away from tying it after the Porish touchdown run. That's the answer Huron needed as they score on the first play of the second quarter and are within 7-6, and Porish will kick the extra point for the Huron Tigers. Huron scores 4 minutes and 9 seconds. Kick is up, and it is good. Tied at 7, 1 play into the second quarter. We'll take a timeout of 30 on Dakota Sports.
Review with Blaine Anderson of Farmers Union Insurance. Auto, home, farm, life, and business. Become a satisfied policyholder with Farmers Union Insurance. Farmers Union Insurance, Blaine Anderson, 1835 Arizona Avenue, Southwest, Huron.
Looking for personalized apparel such as t-shirts, hats, sweatshirts, hoodies, jackets? PB Sports, of course. Love signs, logos, and vinyl graphics at top. PB Sports, of course, proud sponsor of the Tigers. PB Sports, downtown Huron.
Dakota Sports KIJB, 1340 AM and 95.3 FM.
7-7, we're tied here on Pierre. I'm Jeff Duffy from Tiger Stadium. Let's do another Seven Suns Heating and Air scoreboard update. 11B, Dual leads Elk Point Jefferson early second quarter, 8-7. Late in the first quarter, St. Thomas More 14, Clark Willow Lake 8. 9AA, Elkton Lake Benton leads Parkston 6-0 early second quarter. In early second quarter, Hamlin 12, Freeman, Marion, Freeman Academy 6. That's your Seven Sons Heating and Air scoreboard update. So Porish will kick off. Looks like Scheffelbein is the deep guy, and then they have a couple of guys about 10 yards ahead of him. As Anderson Porish will kick off for the Tigers. Going to be the squib kick, going to bounce up and just going to be covered at the 31. Was covered up by George Rapp for Pierre. And they'll have it first and 10 at their 31-32 yard line. Pierre just has the ball for the second time. They scored holding the ball nearly 5 minutes, 4:55 specifically, on their opening drive, and Huron really did not get a lot of stops on that drive. So see what adjustments Huron can make defensively. First and 10 from the 31-yard line. Deal in the shotgun. Slot left, one receiver right. And going to do the pitch flag on the play as Hunsley going to get a couple of yards. Submarine by Oakley Anderson. And flag came out right as the play was right at the snap, which usually means it's on the offense. Hunsley got, a couple of yards on the carry. Officials having a conversation. Illegal formation on Pierre. Either somebody was on or off the line. It was called on Terwilliger, and he's just asking what exactly he did. Fourth penalty, 40 yards on Pierre. That makes it first and 15 back at the 26-yard line. So clock rolls. We're early second quarter, now tied at 7. And Pierre no huddle. They're looking at the sideline. Now all the receivers shift from one side of the formation to the other. And Pierre in the pistol with Hunsley behind Deal on first and 15. Deal going to hand it off straight ahead, and Hunsley going to be caught behind the line. Rayshon Whiff, the first one there. Oakley Anderson, among others, helped finish it off. First time Huron's been able to get a drop for a loss. That's going to be a loss of 2. Make it second and 17 for Pierre back at the 24-yard line. We're 1 minute gone here in the second quarter. Tied at 7, 11AA semifinal. Slot left, one receiver right, empty backfield for Deal. He's looking to pass. Straight drop, rolls a bit to the right, still looking, throws short, and the pass is complete. And going to make it a third and manageable for Pierre. I thought they were going to Scheffelbein, but it was one of the short receivers. Might have been Terwilliger. It was. Terwilliger on the catch. And that's going to leave Pierre with a 3rd and 4 from the 37-yard line. Gain of 8 on the play. 3rd and 4. Pierre at the 37-yard line. Empty backfield again for Deal. Trying to get Huron to jump. Now they're looking back at the sideline with no huddle. They still have time on the play clock. And Deal, long count, straight drop, looking to pass. Now he's going to tuck it under and run. He's got the first down up to the 47. Went straight up the middle. He made his decision quickly. Oakley Anderson on the stop for Huron. Riley Winiger had an assist on that, but Pierre, their 3rd first down here of the first half as they get the ball up to the 46-yard line, a gain of 9 for Jaron Deal. So Pierre first and 10 from their own 47-yard line. 9:44 to go in the first half. We're tied at 7. Again, empty backfield for Deal with 2 receivers left, one right, double tight end in motion. Scheffelbein bobbled snap, and Deal just going to have to keep it. He'll head up the field, and he's going to get yardage out of it. I think that was supposed to go on the jet sweep to Scheffelbein, but Deal bobbled it. But, hey, it worked out okay for Pierre as they advanced the ball all the way up to the 46-yard line for a gain of 7. Pierre, even with a broken play, they get 7 yards, and they're back on the Huron side of the 50 with a 2nd and 3 from the Tiger 46-yard line. In Pierre, everybody looking at the sideline, getting the signals, and they're staying with the empty backfield, double tight end, and Deal in the backfield by himself on 2nd and 3 from the 46-yard line. He's going to go straight ahead. Deal picks, and he's going to be wrapped up and dropped for a loss. Ben Cardona was in there, but the first guy in for Huron, I believe, was Landon Hulst. And looks like no gain is what they're going to go on the play as the ball still at the 47-yard line. No, he did lose a yard. It's going to be 3rd and 4 for Pierre from the Huron 47-yard line. 8:15 to go in the first half, tied at 7. 2 receivers right, 1 left. Again, empty backfield for Deal on 3rd and 4. Here comes motion, Scheffelbein. They'll fake to him, and Deal goes to the left. He's got the first down. He's in the loose. 1 man to beat. 20, 15, 10. 5 touchdown. The motion went right. Deal went left, and he scores from 47 yards out, and Pierre regains the lead, 13-7. And boy, Huron's defense just looking for answers as Pierre has been able to rip anything they want right now. Deal 47 yards, and Pierre back up 13-7 with the extra point pending, and 7:56 to go here in the first half. Templeton again on to kick the extra point for the Governors. Kick is up, and it is good. 14-7 Pierre, 7:56 to go in the first half. Timeout 30 on Dakota Sports.
Stores in 12 states, Slumberland has the buying power to bring you the best values from the nation's top furniture brands. Slumberland is America's #1 dealer for Lazy Boy furniture. Slumberland is also the Midwest's largest retailer for Sealy, Simmons, Stearns & Foster, and Tempur-Pedic mattresses. Slumberland of Huron is completely locally owned and operated. Our staff, including sales and delivery, is made up entirely of your neighbors in Huron. So for the best brands at the best prices, along with truly local service, turn to Slumberland Furniture of Huron.
Tiger 95 and 1340 KIJV.
Welcome back to Tiger Stadium, Pierre. Right down the field again. A big play this time. 47-yard run by quarterback Jaron Deal. Extra point good. They're up 14-7. Seven Sons Heating and Air scoreboard update. In 9A, Howard and L. Setzer Hudson are tied at 12. Midway through the second quarter, and top seed Wall into the first quarter, 34-0. They lead Phillip. In 9B, again, they played in the afternoon in Del Rapids, so a final, Del Rapids St. Mary 22, Fulton 16. And early second quarter, Avon leads Coleman Egan 8-6. That's your Seven Sons Heating and Air scoreboard update, 605-352-5316. Now, once again, the Huron offense going to be asked to answer the Pierre offense. The kick going to be a squibber this time, going to bounce and be picked up at the 20, and just kind of diving on it was Hulst. Just wanted to make sure he had control of it. And that's where Huron will take over 1st and 10. So Pierre scoring drive. 4:01 on the scoring drive for Pierre. Now Huron needs to answer 1st and 10 at their own 22-yard line. Just under 4 minutes gone in the second quarter. Pierre 14, Huron 7. Huron comes out in the pistol on the 1st and 10 from the 22. More of a shotgun, and inside handoff to Hulst. And he'll lean forward, get to about the 26 on the play. Gain of 4, 2nd and 6 for the Huron. Ball at their own 26-yard line. Winner of this game gets Yankton or Sturgis in the 11AA championship next Friday night at the Dakota Dome in Vermilion. Trips left, shotgun for Huron on 2nd and 6. I'm going to flip it out for that bubble, and it bounces to Juergens. Incomplete. Now Huron faced with a 3rd and a 6, and right now the last thing you want to do is give the ball back to Pierre.
Oh, absolutely, and the field position will switch.
3rd and 6 from the 26-yard line. A big play here for the Tiger offense as they need to keep possession of the ball the way Pierre's been going on offense so far tonight. Elwine right, Winiger and Juergens left. Shotgun for Porish on 3rd and 6 from the 26. Straight drop for Porish, looking. Now he's into some stress, gets out of it. Nope, he's going to be sacked back at the 23-yard line. On the sack, it's Carter Templeton, I believe. 4th down, and Huron's going to have to punt, and now it's really up to the defense as Huron loses 3 yards on the sack. And Porish will be asked to punt from the 23-yard line. Scheffelbein, the lone man, back deep to receive for Pierre as Anderson Porish needs to get the leg into the ball here. Pierre coming after it too. And a wobbler kick going to go to the right side. Scheffelbein has it at the 44 and tackled right at the 50. Good open field tackle by Riley Winiger.
Nice double leg.
And 34-yard punt for Porish, but Pierre has the ball near midfield with 6.5 minutes to go in the first quarter, and the Governors already up 14-7. So now here's where the defense has to suck it up and find something here against this Pierre offense, which has moved the ball very well in the first half. They're back in the pistol on 1st and 10 from the 49-yard line. And the pitch to Hunsley coming right, following his pulling lineman. Hunsley to the 45 of Huron, and there's another 6 to 7 yards, 7 yards on the carry for Hunsley. Winiger on the bottom of that pile, but 7 yards as Pierre has been running the ball very effectively in the first half. They have 2nd and 3 from the 44-yard line. We're at the middle point of the second quarter, 14-7 Pierre, and Pierre back on the Huron side of the 50. In the shotgun, they're going to get it out to Scheffelbein on the bubble. He gets a kick out. He's got the first down and finally knocked out of bounds by Winiger, but a first down as the kick out was there. And another first down for Pierre, their 4th. They're up to the 37-yard line, gain of 9. 1st and 10 for Pierre from the 37. Two receivers right, one left, and in the shotgun deal with 1st and 10 from the 37. Deal with the snap, going to roll to the right. He's just going to keep it. Turns upfield, runs into Juergens at the 35. Will be a gain of 2. Charlie Martin was in on there as well for Huron. Gain of 2 for Deal. 2nd and 8. Ball squarely on the Huron 35-yard line. 5.5 minutes to go in the first half. Remember, Pierre also gets the ball to start the second half. Huron needs a stop. 2nd and 8 from the 35-yard line. Empty backfield for Deal. Huron a little jump, no flag. Now Deal looks back at the sideline again for the signal. Long count, and he's looking to pass. Straight drop. Now he's going to do the draw. Got away from Noah Owen. He's going to end up getting positive yardage. Noah Owen had him, could not hang on for a loss, and Deal ends up getting up to the 28-yard line. A gain of 6. It's 3rd and 1 for Pierre from the Huron 28-yard line. 4:35 to go in the first half. Pierre up 14-7 and looking for more. They're back with the pistol with Hunsley behind Deal. Receivers left and right. On the 1st and 10, Hunsley straight up the middle, runs into Charlie Martin, now gets away, gets to the 25. He'll get 4 yards out of it, got a couple of yards after contact. Rayshawn Whiff on the bottom of that pile as well. And Jeremy Holfer. But that's enough for a first down for Pierre to the 24-yard line. 5th first down of the first half for Pierre. Two receivers right, one left, a wing left, as Pierre has been in control here in the first half, up 14-7, looking for more. In the shotgun is Deal. He's going to leave it himself, go to the left, turn the corner, flag on the play, and that's going to be a hold on the edge. I thought it looked like our guy was pretty much getting tackled. Oakley Anderson had the tackle after a short gain for Deal. I'm sure this will be a hold there on the edge on Pierre. Pierre's biggest enemy has been themselves. The penalties on Terwilliger. 5th penalty, 50 yards on Pierre. They've had 3 holds among their 5 penalties. That will put the ball back to the 33-yard line and make it 1st and 19 for Pierre from the 33-yard line. Shotgun Deal as two receivers right, wants to throw, pumps to Scheffelbein, now waiting. He's got all kinds of time, throws in the middle, has a man wide open. Was it complete? No, incomplete. It kind of short hopped the receiver. That was Kia Duchino. He was open, but the ball short hopped. First incomplete pass of the night for Deal. He's now 4 for 5, so he hasn't thrown the ball a lot anyway. Will be 2nd and 19 from the 33-yard line. Stops the clock with 3:22 to go in the first half. Pierre leading 14-7. Slot right, one receiver left. Shotgun, roll it out to the right. Deal looking, will throw short, complete to Terwilliger at the 32 and tackled right there. Very short gain, good tackle in the open field. Cooper Bischoff there on the stop for Huron. And a 3rd and long for Pierre. At the 30-yard line, it'll be 3rd and 16 for Pierre from the 30-yard line. Again, I would imagine this is 2-down territory for Pierre anyway. So 3rd and 16 Pierre from the Huron 30-yard line. Empty backfield for Deal. Deal brings a man in motion and will fake it. He'll take it up the middle. He's going to hit the corner. Skips over one tackler. Finally brought down by Charlie Martin at about the 23. That'll make it 4th and a little more manageable for Pierre, as he does get 5 yards on the play. So a huge play here for the Tiger defense. They got to dial up something here and get themselves off the field with 2:15 to go in the first half. 4th and 9 for Pierre from the 28-yard line. Empty backfield, and, well, he had both sides of the line jumped. We'll see who they put this on. Huron definitely went, and the right guard also stood up for Pierre. So who actually flinched first is what the call is on. Procedure Pierre. 6th penalty, 55 yards. And it'll be 4th and 14 back at the 33-yard line for Pierre. Again, the Tiger defense needs an answer here. They need to get the stop. Empty backfield, 2 receivers left, 1 right. Terwilliger at tight end on the right. On 4th and long for Pierre. Deal straight drop. He's got a rush, gets away from it, goes to the right. Gonna throw the pass complete to Scheffelbein, but he's short of the first down, and Pierre will turn it over to the Tigers on downs. Sure tackle over there by Juergens, I believe. And Huron survives, gets the ball back on downs with 1:50 to go in the first half. Pierre leading 14-7. They needed, 14, and I think they got 12 on that. So 1st and 10, Huron got, first things first, you need at least a first down here. 1st and 10 at your own 15-yard line. And roll it to the right. And there's the pitch to Juergens. Gets a kick out from Hulse, but not much there, and he's going to be dropped for a loss as Pierre had that snuffed out. And that's going to be a loss of a yard on the play. 2nd down and 11. It is inbounds, and thought maybe Pierre would use a timeout here. They're going to wait and see what happens on this play. Both teams have all 3 timeouts remaining here on 2nd and 11 from the 14-yard line. Slot right, 1 receiver left. Here comes motion again. And Porish rolls to the left, looking downfield. He had Winiger open. Now he's going to heave it to Winiger. Jump ball and intercepted. Now the ball's out and incomplete. Boy, Riley was open initially by 3 or 4 yards. Porish didn't see him right away. And then it was briefly intercepted, but the ball did come out on the tackle by Winiger. And it's 3rd and 11. That stops the clock with 1:01 to go in the first half. Huron had the chance for the big play there. And again, Winiger was open a couple of beats before Porish let it go. 3rd and 11, so a big play here for the Tiger offense. Elwine wide left, 2 receivers right. We have a wing right and the shotgun for Porish. Straight drop for Anderson. Anderson steps up. He's just going to run it, and he spins away from one guy, and he's not going to get there, only to the 23, or the 19, excuse me. And Pierre, I assume, going to take a timeout here with 51 seconds to go in the first half. 5-yard gain for Porish, and Huron's going to have to punt the ball on 4th and 7 from the 20 or the 19-yard line with 51 seconds left. Timeout on the field, 30-second timeout on Dakota Sports.
How about that new place, the 18th century theme restaurant?
No. How about that one place that has boiled?
No way. Well, you want a juicy burger and ice cream, and I want delicious chicken strips. Dairy Queen!
Dairy Queen of Huron has something for everyone.
Plus, they have the famous DQ Blizzard. My favorite is the Oreo.
And they're open every day of the week for lunch, dinner, or an anytime snack. Dairy Queen of Huron, the place for
hot eats and cool treats.
Dakota Sports KIJV, 1340 AM and 95.3 FM.
Welcome back to Tiger Stadium. 51 seconds to go in the first half. Huron has a 4th and 7 and will have to punt. I'd imagine Pierre's going to come back hard after this. And Porish going to be asked to put the toe into the ball again. Scheffelbein, the lone man back deep to receive for Pierre. And Pierre crowding that line. Snap is on target. Here comes the rush, and it might have been partially blocked, but Porish does get it off, gets a bit of a Huron bounce. Will go up to the 45-yard line. If Pierre didn't get a hand on that, they were close. A 37-yard punt for Porish. And with 45 seconds to go in the first half, Pierre has 2 timeouts. And needs to go about 57 yards. So big, again, the Huron Tiger defense going to be asked to get a stop here. Empty backfield for Deal, 1st and 10 from his own 43. Deal straight drop, going to throw short. Scheffelbein there at the 49. Comes upfield and knocked out of bounds. Tackle made by Schultz. And that's enough for a first down. Again, Pierre can do that. They can dink themselves down the field fairly quickly. 13-yard completion to Scheffelbein and a 1st and 10. 6 first down of the first half for Pierre. And the clock stopped on the out of bounds. 40 seconds to go in the first half. Pierre up 14-7 and looking to add on. 2 receivers left, 1 right. Again, empty backfield for Deal. He's looking left. Now he's going to throw over the middle. Pass complete to one of the tight ends. I think that was Bame with the catch. And another first down for Pierre over the middle of the field. And they're up to the 33-yard line. And another 1st and 10 for Pierre. Again, dropped the ball, tipped at the line. I believe it was Hulst that got his hand off and deflected it. Incomplete. It'll be 2nd and 10 for Pierre. Ball at the 33-yard line. The incomplete pass stops the clock with 22 seconds to go here in the first half. Pierre still has 2 timeouts in their pocket, so they can use the whole field. Empty backfield deal. Straight drop again. Now he's going to come up and get caught behind the line, I believe. He tried to step up, and Huron was ready for him. Charlie Martin, Ben Cardona there. That is a sack. I'm going to call it a sack. Loss of 1, and Pierre's going to take a timeout with 14 seconds left in the first half. 3rd and 11 for Pierre. And we'll just keep it here as we're late in the first half. 14 seconds left. Pierre's got a 3rd and 11. They're down to 1 timeout remaining as well. Deal kind of made his decision there early, perhaps. But the thing was, if he does get by that first wave, there really wasn't a lot in the middle of the field for a while.
He had some green to roam, that's for sure.
So 3rd and 11 for Pierre from the 34-yard line. 14-7, Pierre leading. We're down to 14 seconds remaining in the first half. Big crowd on both sides of the field. Pierre has the opposite stands pretty much filled, and that's the first time I ever remember seeing that many people in the small set of stands on the opposite side. That's where the Pierre student section is seated. Not the best vantage point, but boy, they filled it.
Yep. A lot of noise coming out of there.
3rd and 11 for Huron, or for Pierre from the Huron 34-yard line. Again, deal, empty backfield, 3 right, 1 left. And he's looking straight, drop back. 3-man rush is all. He's going to throw deep, looking for Terwilliger at the goal line, and knocked away by Schultz. Both players had a lot of hands going there. It'll be 4th and 11 for Pierre from the 34-yard line. Don't mind the play call for Pierre. Terwilliger at 6'6" is your tallest guy.
Put
Let
it
him
up
see
there.
if he can win the jump ball. So Pierre will take their final timeout here of the first half. 8 seconds left. At best, you got time for 2 plays, and that's only if you get out of bounds on the first play and get the first down as well. So here on defense, boy, you need to get the stop here because, again, Pierre will get the ball to start the second half.
Yeah, you don't want to give up any points here. That's for sure.
14-7, Pierre leading. Time for 1 or 2 more plays here in the first half, and Pierre trying to punch 1 more into the end zone. So see what Coach Steele puts up here. Again, they can get a first down, but without a timeout, time might be a factor for the Governors. 4th and 11 from the 34-yard line. Empty backfield with 2 receivers left, 1 right. Scheffelbein is wide right for Deal. Deal straight drop. Has a rush coming from the far side. Martin after him. He's going to throw it from the sideline. Jump ball and, in and out of the hands of Scheffelbein. It was right in his breadbasket. His problem was he had Terwilliger right in front of him. And is that the end of the half? I don't see any flags.
Let's see everybody leaving.
Huron survives and down 7 at the half. 14-7, Pierre leads at halftime. We'll take a timeout of 2 minutes back here with our halftime on Dakota Sports.
To their full potential, does the ration provide everything they need? Let the experienced feed consultants, Dakota Land Feed, help you get the performance you want and the service you deserve. With the ability to balance rations for every stage of a calf's life, the feed consultants provide valuable information to support your operation. They strive to provide best-in-class service and knowledge you can count on. Dakota Land Feeds, your local feed supplier. Playing the game means bumps, bruises, and breaks happen. Lean on Huron Regional Medical Center Orthopedics and Sports Medicine. Orthopedic surgeons Dr. Kevin Over and Dr. Todd Anderson, along with the Pro Rehab Physical Therapy teams, are here to get you back in your game. Schedule an appointment at HuronRegional.org, because when it comes to your health, the right care is right here. Best of luck to our area athletes from Huron Regional Medical Center.
1919 root beer is brewed in small batches with only the finest ingredients, real sugar and real vanilla. Their unique recipe and choice ingredients make 1919 root beer the creamiest full-body draft root beer available. Pick up 1919 root beer, distributed by Elwine Brothers, at your favorite convenience store or grocery store in Huron. Elwine Brothers wishes the Huron Tigers the best of luck. Go Tigers!
The Nordby Center for Recreation in Huron is your ultimate destination for fun and fitness. Challenge yourself and get fit with a fitness class that fits your schedule. The Nordby Center offers water classes, weight and cardio classes, bicycle spin classes, and more. Group fitness classes are led by the Nordby Center's expert instructors. Sign up for a fitness class today. The Nordby Center for Recreation, where the fun never ends.
1340 KIJV. It's Tiger Radio. It's halftime. Let's join the voice of the Huron Tigers, Jeff Duffy.
Halftime at Tiger Stadium, Pierre 14, Huron 7. Huron's got to feel a little fortunate. I think they're only down by a touchdown. Pierre has a huge time of possession advantage, 14-21 to 9:39 for Huron. We'll get to all those stats coming up. But, Corky, we got to find some answers on defense there in that halftime locker room.
Oh, absolutely. They've been just ripping stuff off on us, and they're pure.
They're controlling the ball. They're running the ball. They're passing when they need to.
Yeah, they're getting everything they need when they want it, so we got to come up with an answer. Well, hopefully they're working on that. They'll get it figured out. We'll come back and we'll switch things around here in the second half.
Let's do a Seven Suns Heating and Air scoreboard update. Again, halftime here, 14-7 Pierre. Late in the first half, boy, a shootout down in Yankton. Yankton 28, Sturgis 21. 11 AAA early fourth quarter, Lincoln 34, Jefferson 21. Midway through the fourth quarter, Brandon Valley in control up 38-7 over Harrisburg. In 11A, halftime, Sioux Falls Christian 14, West Central 0. Midway through the second quarter, Lennox 7, Del Rapids 6. In 11B, Elk Point Jefferson at halftime leads Dual 19-16. And late in the first half, St. Thomas More now pulling ahead of Clark Willow Lake 28-8. 9AA halftime, Parkston 8, Elkton Lake Benton 6. And Freeman Academy 21, Hamlin 12. 9A, Wall's going to wrap it up at halftime, it looks like. They lead Phillip 56-0 late in the first half. And Howard and Alsetzer Hudson are tied at 12 at halftime. 9B, again, the one final. Del Rapids St. Mary defeated Fulton 22-16. And halftime, Avon leading Coleman Egan 16-6. And that's your Seven Suns Heating and Air scoreboard update, located at 111 Dakota Avenue North in Huron. 14-7 here at the half for the Huron Tigers. Pierre Governors. Governors on top. We'll take a 2-minute timeout, run down the scoring and stats next. 2 minutes on Dakota Sports.
Davidson Insurance Agency in Huron. You changed thousands of diapers, cut up hundreds of crufts, played hours of peekaboo and duck-duck-goose, because you do anything for your kids. That's why it's so important to protect them with life insurance from State Farm. State Farm agent Brian Davidson will help make it easy and affordable to help you protect your family, no matter what the future holds. Because for the people you do anything for, life insurance could mean everything. Call today, because like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Experience delicious. Experience Ryan's Hangar Restaurant and Ace Lounge. They specialize in steaks, burgers, seafood, and pasta. Ryan's Hangar can host your party in a private room and offer catering too. Open Monday through Friday 4 to 10, Saturday 4 to 11, and open for lunch every Thursday 11 to 2 and closed on Sunday. Ryan's Hangar Restaurant and Ace Lounge in the Crossroads in downtown Huron.
At Car Chiropractic, we know sports injuries just don't sideline your game. They can sideline your life. Whether you're a weekend warrior, a competitive athlete, or just love staying active, getting back to your best is what we do best. Our team of experts will work with you one-on-one to develop a rehab plan that's as unique as you are. Don't let an injury keep you from doing what you love. Call Car Chiropractic today at 605-352-5264 or visit carchiropractic.com.
Crop insurance from a farmer's perspective. That's what you'll find at Bauman Agency of Huron. Our 6 expert crop insurance agents are all involved in their own farming operations and are uniquely suited to truly understand the farmer's perspective of crop insurance. At Bauman Agency, we consider your operation's individual needs and welcome a chance to discover the right coverage for your farm. Call us at 605-353-1112. Bauman Agency, crop insurance from your side of the fence. Bauman Agency is an equal opportunity provider.
Tiger 95 and 1340 KIJV are your home for Huron Tiger sports.
5 minutes after 8 o'clock, KIJV, AM/FM in Huron. Halftime of this 11AA semifinal. Pierre leads Huron 14-7. Pierre got on the board first on their opening possession of the game, and they took it right down the field. Actually, a pair of penalties had made a second and goal from the 22, but they connected on a 22-yard touchdown pass from Gerondale to Carter Scheffelbein. Extra point was good by Carter Templeton. It was 7-0 Pierre. Then Huron had their one good drive of the first half. Took the ball down the field on the first play of the second quarter. Anderson Porish ran it in from 7 yards out, and he added the extra point. We're tied at 7, but Pierre immediately answered their next possession. They were hit on the big play as quarterback Gerondale, a 47-yard run. Templeton scored or kicked the extra point, was 14-7. Huron didn't do much else on offense after that. A couple of punts. Pierre had a couple of opportunities, but the Huron defense stiffened when they needed to and kept it at 14-7. Taking a look at the stats here in the first half. For Pierre, they have 141 yards on the ground. Gerondale, 11 carries, 114 yards. And the touchdown, Porter Hunsley, 6 carries for 27 yards. Passing, Deal, who remember is a sophomore, he was 8 of 12 in the first half for 79 yards. And 3 of those incompletes came there right at the end of the first half where he was flinging it down the field there trying to beat the clock. 7 first downs for Pierre in the first half. For Huron, 64 yards on the ground, 32 through the air. Mason Jurgens, 1 carry for -1. Landon Hull, 6 carries for 44 yards. And Anderson Porish, 5 carries for 21 yards. Throwing the ball, Porish was 4 of 9 for 32 yards. And again, 5 first downs in the first half for Huron. Time of possession, 14-21 for Pierre, 9:39 for the Huron Tigers. And that's kind of the story right there, Corky. Pierre just controlled the ball mostly on the run, but they threw it when they needed to. And, well, even when they made mistakes, especially the first 2 drives, they were able to overcome them.
Well, exactly. And then, they were ripping off big yards on the ground. Their passing game was when they needed it, they got it. And they were able to come, like I said, overcome those penalties and put it in, punch it into the end zone for a score.
Halftime, it's Pierre 14, Huron 7, semifinal of the 11AA playoffs. Winner here will get the winner of Yankton Sturgis. I believe it's a 7:30 kickoff next Friday night at the Dakota Dome in Vermilion. The game down in Yankton was 28-21 last we checked. We'll get to those scores again here after the next break. Halftime, Pierre 14, Huron 7. Timeout 2 minutes on Dakota Sports on Tiger.
Community, friend, and local business. And for over 18 years, Double D Western has been just that, a positive part of your community. And just like your family, Double D Western has grown. Not only do they have clothes for every member of the family, including infant wear, by the way, but beautiful home decor, cologne, perfume, footwear, and fashionable sunglasses. Make your day happier. Stop in and shop local at Double D Western in Huron. Open every day of the week. Double D Western on 21st Street. Adams Quick Lube is your go-to place for convenient, reliable oil changes. Fast, easy, no-pressure oil changes for your family's vehicle. No appointment needed. See them in 1159 Dakota Avenue North or give Adam a call at 352-9325. Adams Quick Lube also has tire repair, batteries, and filters. Locally owned and open at 8 a.m. every day except Sundays. Trust your family vehicle with Adams Quick Lube. 1159 Dakota Avenue North. Adams Quick Lube is a proud sponsor of Tiger Sports.
Great teams need more than talent. They need leadership, positivity, and the power of Hereford beef. At Ravine Creek Ranch, the Bishoffs know raising Hereford cattle takes commitment and care, the same qualities that make great students and athletes. Lead by example, stay positive, and give it your all, on the field, on the court, and in the classroom. The Bishoffs at Ravine Creek Ranch are proud supporters of the Huron Tigers.
Godfather's Pizza of Huron offers dine-in, carry-out, or fast delivery every day of the week. For delivery or carry-out, give them a call at 352-6925. Not sure what to order from their delicious menu? Then dine in and try their famous Godfather's Buffet, featuring a variety of pizza slices, tasty chicken, and many salads and desserts to choose from. They're locally owned, so stop in and say hi to Derek and the rest of the pizza crew. They're located at 195 21st Street in Huron. Godfather's Pizza. Give them a call, 352-6925.
You're listening to the Huron Tigers on Dakota Sports KIJV.
Welcome back to Tiger Stadium. Halftime, Pierre 14, Huron 7. Forgot to do the defensive stats. You got to put that in front of me when I'm doing the stats. That was your fault.
I'll take the blame.
William Eilers leads Pierre with 4 tackles and an assist. Porter Hunsley with 3 tackles. Sutton Sonnenschein with 3 tackles. And I believe it was, we put Cutter Templeton with the sack. I believe that was Eilers that actually had the sack. It was 9 and not 8. Because I didn't think that was right when I said that. For Huron, Oakley Anderson, who else? 6 tackles and an assist. Riley Winiger, 5 tackles and assist. James Schultz Jr. with 4 tackles. 3 tackles, 2 assists. Charlie Martin. Charlie's having his best night defensively this year. Jeremy Hofer, 3 tackles, 2 assists. Mason Juergens with 3 tackles for the Huron Tigers. Again, let's do a Seven Sons Heating and Air scoreboard update. They are at halftime now, Yankton and Sturgis. Yankton leading 28-21. Again here, it's Pierre 14, Huron 7. They went final in Brandon. Brandon Valley back in the Dome in 11 AAA. They defeat Harrisburg 38-14. And Sioux Falls Lincoln, Sioux Falls Jefferson. About midway through the fourth quarter, Lincoln hanging on, leading Jefferson 35-28. 11A, both games still at halftime. Sioux Falls Christian 14, West Central 0, Del Rapids 12, Lennox 7. 11B, both at halftime. Elk Point Jefferson 19, Dual 16, St. Thomas More 28, Clark Willow Lake 14. 9AA, they're just starting the second half. Parkston 8, Elkton Lake Benton 6, and Marion Freeman Academy still at halftime, leading Hamlin 21-12. 9A, they went final. Mercy Rule, Wall 56, Phillips 6. The other side of the bracket, though, is tied at 12 halftime. Howard and Alsetzer Hudson. And Del Rapids St. Mary is back in the Dome. They won their 9B semifinal, 22-16 over Fulton. Halftime, Avon now leads Coleman Egan 16-6. That's your Seven Sons Heating and Air scoreboard update. Both teams back on the field. We're a couple of minutes away from kickoff. We'll take a timeout of 1 minute. Return here to Tiger Stadium on Dakota Sports.
On Tigers. The doctors and staff at the Huron Eye Clinic are committed to providing quality service and products to their patients in Huron and surrounding areas. The Huron Eye Clinic offers comprehensive eye exams, contact lens exams, infant C screenings, LASIK consultations, ocular disease services, and pediatric eye care. Stop in at the office at 1288 Dakota Avenue South to make an appointment, or call the Huron Eye Clinic today at 605-352-4181.
Looking to buy, build, or refinance your existing home? I'm Jamie Olson, your local mortgage loan officer at American Bank and Trust in Huron. Whether it's a conventional loan with local servicing, VA, FHA, rural development, jumbo, or a home equity line of credit, I'm here to help you find the right fit. Let's make your home goals happen. Apply today at mortgagewithjamie.com or call 353-2818. American Bank and Trust, where your journey begins. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Dakota Sports KIJV, 1340 AM and 95.3 FM.
Welcome back to Huron's Tiger Stadium. Just about ready to go with the second half with Pierre leading 14-7, and Pierre will have the ball on the second half kickoff. Seven Suns Heating and Air scoreboard update. Volleyball. Sioux Falls, Washington defeated Rapid City Stevens in straight sets, and well, that affects the Huron Tigers. That effectively takes Lincoln out of the running as a Huron Tiger opponent in the Sodak 16 next week. Now it's down. It'll be either Watertown or Rapid City Stevens if the calculations are right. It comes down to the Lincoln-Stevens match tomorrow, and I think the way it'll go, if Lincoln wins, Huron will go to Watertown, and if Stevens wins, Huron will make the trip out to Rapid City. That's unofficial, but that's kind of what the calculations look like. Just got a text from Coach Lean, kind of giving the update where we're at on that. So ready to go, second half, and Corky, first things first, adjustments for defense. They got to get some stops. You know, Pierre, the only time Pierre stopped themselves or was basically by themselves. Huron did make nice defensive play or a nice defensive stand on that next to last drive.
Well, exactly, but you know, Pierre's got so many weapons, you know, and whatever, he's got to start taking things away from them and readjust, and hopefully we can do that coming right out of the gate here.
So ready for the second half. Huron will kick off to Pierre. And Porish will kick off, and trying to see who the kick returner is. Might be Jaron Deal. Scheffelbein's up at the 20, but Huron's going to a squib it anyway. That's basically what we've been doing for the most part this year on kickoffs.
Is that a 7?
We'll figure it out. Start the second half. And the kick going to be a little pooch over to the right side and going to be picked up at the 22 by one of the upbacks. And he'll return it to about the 35. So that's where Pierre will take over, 1st and 10. As we start our second half, Huron down a touchdown, and Pierre with the ball at the 36-yard line is where the Governors will start, 1st and 10. And Pierre goes empty backfield. They did that a lot the last half of the the second quarter. Empty backfield for Deal with trips right on the 1st and 10 from the 36. Wing to the left. And Deal just going to keep it, going off tackle left side. He's got a big hole and very close to the first down. Gets his momentum going all the way up to the 45. I believe that was Cooper Bischoff on the stop for Huron. Gain of 9, 2nd and 1, and Pierre just picking up where they left off all the way up to the 45-yard line. It'll be 2nd and short from the 45 for Pierre. In 3 receivers right, a wing to the left on 2nd and short, and they're going to flip it to Scheffelbein, trying to string it out. He'll turn upfield, get enough for the first down. That was it. It was strung out nicely by Huron, but he does get enough for the first down as Martin was over there. For the Tigers, I saw Josh Gilbert over there as well. And Pierre, their 8th first down of the game, 2nd here of the second half. And the Governors 1st and 10 at their own 48-yard line. Trips right, 1 receiver left. They really haven't went with Hunsley much here in the backfield, like I said, since the middle of the second quarter. Empty backfield, and now they're going to do a jump pass, flare it out to Scheffelbein right side, has the kick out to the 50, and he'll roll forward and up to about the 49, and Landon Hulst comes rolling off the field, holding his hand, and an injury for the Huron Tigers. He was in on the tackle, and Landon Hulst, he came off holding a hand or a wrist, and he's on his back on the Tiger sideline. It happened right in front of the sideline. 9-yard gain. It'll be 2nd and 1 from the 43-yard line. Right now they're using this as an injury timeout as they feel Hulst isn't far enough off the field yet. So that is a big development there. I mean, he immediately went down clutching one of his hands. We've just started the second half, 11:07 to go in the third quarter. And here on a potential key injury here as medical staff, the trainers are working on Hulst. He is up on his feet. It looked like he was holding a hand or it's a shoulder, and he has had shoulder issues in the past. 2nd and 1 for Pierre from the 43-yard line of Huron, and right away Pierre getting themselves into Tiger territory again. Early second half. Trips left. Terwilliger shifts to the left as well. Now they have 4 on that side. Empty backfield for Deal again. Deal looking left. He's going to keep it up the field. 40. Flag on the play. This will probably come back on a hold on Pierre. Deal gets all the way up to the 34-yard line. A gain of 10, but this will probably come back as, again, Pierre's biggest issue they've had tonight has been the penalties. Another hold, 7th penalty, 65 yards. They've been called for holding 4 times now in the game. So again, here's a break for the defense. You need to be able to capitalize on this as they go now to 2nd and 11 back at their own 47-yard line. Hulst is up walking around now, but he is still talking to the trainer. Now he does have his helmet back. 2nd and 11 from the 47-yard line as Pierre set back after the penalty. Still empty backfield for Deal. 2 receivers left, 1 right. A little jumping there by the back, and Deal going to come right side, turn upfield, 50, 45, finally tackled from behind, but he gets about all of the penalty yardage back. Forced out of bounds by Winiger again. Riley's had a nice game tonight, but he gets all the penalty yardage back, and we're right back at 3rd and 1, I guess, instead of 2nd one as Deal another 10 yards. He's already well over 100 yards rushing here in the game, and we're still early in the third quarter. 3rd and 1 for Pierre from the Huron 43-yard line. Somebody's got to step in and make a big play here. They stay with the empty backfield with 3 receivers left. Terwilliger on a wing right on 3rd and 1, and going straight up the middle is Deal. Looked like there might have been a face mask. Ball came out. Flag on the play. Huron has up. There was a face mask. I saw a face mask on Deal as he was heading up the field. So even if Huron did recover it, this is going to go back. This is going to stay with Pierre, I'm sure. The officials are huddled. I never saw if they actually said the fumble was recovered by Huron or not, but I'm sure I saw a face mask as Deal was heading in the line and Pierre saying yes. Yep, there it is. For a while I was hoping they didn't see it, but they did. 2nd penalty, 30 yards on Huron, and Pierre a 1st down, and that's a personal foul face mask, so 15 yards, and Huron's going to have it, or Pierre's going to have it 1st and 10 from the Huron 26-yard line. 10-10 to go, third quarter. This is the opening drive of the second half. Pierre leading 14-7 and threatening to score again. Trips left, wing right again, and Deal pumps left. He's going to go up the middle, gets through the first wave, and still on his feet, finally gets tackled, but another 8-yard gain is the Governors, again, they're just cracking off. Huge yardage, running the ball against the Tiger D. Gain of 8, it'll be 2nd and 2.
The Governors' O-line, they're opened up monster holes for him to go through.
He did the pump to the left, but that was a designed run all the way. 2nd and 2 for Pierre from the 18-yard line of Huron. 9.5 minutes to go, third quarter, and Pierre threatening to go up 2 scores here. Somebody's got to make a play on D. Trips left, a wing to the right. On 2nd and short, here comes motion. They'll fake, and right up the middle, Deal And he lunged forward and get the first down, got upended by Martin, but still got a couple of yards after contact. And Pierre, another first down, 3 first downs this possession, 10 for the game. And Pierre has it 1st and 10 from the 14-yard line. And that's the thing, Deal is getting extra yards after there's contact. So 1st and 10 from the 14-yard line for the Pierre Governors. Now they do have Hunsley back in the backfield for the first time, and he's going to take the pitch, go left, turn upfield, and Rayshawn Whiff guys in a bear hug, but Hunsley still going and finally get him down at the 11. Flag on the play as well. I think the flag came out at the snap. Hunsley running hard, but he's fresh because he hasn't played a lot since the first quarter. They're going to call procedure on Pierre, and my guess is they had an illegal formation again as the flag, I believe, came out at the snap. 8.5 minutes to go, third quarter. Pierre 14, Huron 7, but Pierre threatening. Illegal formation again, that's the second time Pierre's been called for that. 8 penalties, 70 yards on Pierre. And it'll be 1st and 15 back at the 19 for the Governors. So again, the Tiger defense gets a break. You need to use it. And Hunsley back in the backfield along with Deal. Five seconds on the play clock here. Shotgun for Deal. And he's going to roll left, and he's looking to, now he's going to keep it, turns up 15-10. And lost the ball on the ground into the end zone. Who has it? Tigers have it. Deal was down to the 5, fumbled it, it went into the end zone. And the Tigers covered it in the end zone, got a couple of Pierre guys still trying to mix it up there, but they already signaled the touchback, meaning it is Huron ball. So the Tigers catch a huge break there. They're still trying to sort it out at the bottom there, but like I said, they already signaled a touchback, and it is Huron ball. Fumble into the end zone, and the Tigers will get it 1st and 10 at the 7:58. Huron living on those 9 lives. They live again, and will have the ball 1st and 10 at the 20-yard line. That was the second time, actually, Deal put the ball on the ground on that possession. And Huron will get the ball out at the 20, 1st and 10. Well, they spent a long time on that because I saw an official right away signal touchback, meaning Huron had the ball. And I guess Pierre they're still fighting for it. 1st and 10 from the 20. Huron's offense got to move the ball. Handoff, no, going to keep it. It's Porish up the middle. He's got the 25 to the 30. Tackled from behind by Max Bogenhagen. But a first down for Porish. 11 yards, move the sticks. And here on a quick first down on their first possession of the second half. For everything that's happened, Huron's only down a score, 14-7. With 7:50 to go in the third quarter. Holst is back in at running back, and they're in the shotgun. Holst beside Porish on 1st and 10. And straight drop, and Porish pumps. Now he pulls it back, and now he dropped the ball, and Porish, he hurt himself and dropped the ball, and they're going to say incomplete pass, which is a huge break for the Huron Tigers. Porish tried to come left, and all of a sudden the leg just buckled, and oh my goodness.
Not good.
Not good. Porish on the ground, and he just kind of flipped the ball ahead, and they're saying incomplete pass, which I think is a break for Huron. So Porish is down with 7.5 minutes to go in the third quarter. That means Colt Culver, the sophomore, is going to have to come in and take over at quarterback as Porish still down and being attended to by the training staff. We'll take a timeout of 30 seconds, return here to Tiger Stadium on Dakota Sports.
Proud to be part of the Huron community and to cheer on area high school athletes all season long. At Wishbone, they believe in supporting local, which is why you'll find South Dakota favorites on their shelves, from wines and meats to hometown snacks. They have great in-store savings and new products with updates shared on their Facebook page. Follow them on Facebook and stop in today to shop local, save more, and enjoy the best from South Dakota at Wishbone Market.
Dakota Sports KIJV, 1340 AM and 95.3 FM.
And we're back here, and they are calling intentional grounding on Porish. Now, why did you wait this long to make the call? And there was a receiver there, I'm sure. But they waited 3-4 minutes of real time before throwing the flag. I mean, Porish did walk off the field. Hopefully that's a good sign. But I don't understand that call at all. Why are you not throwing the flag as soon as the play was completed? So it's a loss of down. Huron's back at the 22-yard line. And it's 2nd and 20 for Huron. Now Colt Culver, sophomore, in at quarterback for the Huron Tigers. Culver in the shotgun, and you just about got to go to Hulst here, and Pierre knew it. Hulst breaks a tackle. He's past the 25 and up to the 30. Pierre knew he was going to get the ball, and Hulst on 2nd and 3rd effort all the way up to the 31 gets most of the penalty yardage back. And it's going to be 3rd and 11 for Huron from the 31-yard line. Well, they got Anderson Porish on the training table. He did walk off the field under his own power, but the trainers are attending to him, and he's on the training table. 3rd and 10 for Huron from the 31-yard line. Shotgun for Culver. He's going to roll to the left. He's looking, going to throw for Elwine, and threw it just short. Elwine came out of his break. He was open, but the pass was short. 4th down, and Huron's going to have to punt. And, well, Huron's down to their 3rd-string punter because Ty Kleinsasser and Porish are both out now, and Landon Hulst is going to get his first punt of the season. I don't know if he's punted before or not, but he'll be asked to boot one here from the 31-yard line on 4th down. Here comes the rush, and it's blocked by Pierre, and they're on it on the 16. Punt block, and Pierre will have the ball. Great field position, 1st and 10. And I don't think Hulst was delaying himself. He got it off in regular time. Pierre was just in on it hard. Block punt by Pierre, essentially a turnover, and the Governors a great opportunity again to go up by 2 scores with 6:40 to go in the 3rd quarter. They'll have it at the Huron 16-yard line. So now the Tiger defense asked to make a play again. They forced a turnover last time, but Pierre with a great opportunity here, 1st and 10. From the Huron 16-yard line, coming off a blocked punt. Tight formation with Hunsley, and Hunsley off tackle to the right side, hits the 10, and finally upended by James Schultz Jr., but another big chunk of yardage for Pierre. Down to about the 7-yard line. Gain of 9, it'll be 2nd and 1, and I don't know why Pierre would even put the ball in the air here. 2nd and 1 from the 7-yard line as the Governors threatening to go up by 2 scores. Porish still walking around on the track without his helmet. In the shotgun, and Hunsley standing right beside Deal on 2nd and 1. And Deal hands off Hunsley up the middle to the 5, still pumping the legs. Big scrum, and they'll stop it. It will be a 1st down for the Governors. 1st and goal at about the 3-yard line. Trying to see who was on the bottom of that play. It's like Lucas Chaparro was the last guy up from that, but there was a big scrum there. Gain of 3 for Hunsley. 1st and goal, Pierre from the 3-yard line, and they're not even really disguising it. I guess they do have a have a Scheffelbein kind of off to the right, but other than that, a tight formation on 1st and goal from the 3-yard line. Pierre trying to punch one in. Now we have a whistle and timeout Huron. 5:23 to go, third quarter. Pierre a chance to go up by 2 scores. We'll take a timeout of 30 on Dakota Sports.
Provider of innovative solutions in plant protection, plant nutrition, and field technology. They offer premier products and one-on-one relationships with local field experts to help their customers grow. Wilbur Ellis is committed to bringing you and your operation new and innovative ideas. Contact your local Wilbur Ellis specialist today to find out how to maximize your return on investment. Wilbur Ellis wishes all area high school athletes the best of luck this season.
Tiger 95 and 1340 KIJV.
Welcome back to Tiger Stadium. Anderson Porish is trying to walk things off. He was also on the stationary bike a bit. That almost makes me think it was a pulled muscle of some sort.
I mean, he's moving pretty good, but
you're on a timeout, a defensive timeout. Got to find an answer here. 1st and goal at the 3-yard line for Pierre. Tight formation. Hunsley right beside Deal. Huron trying to shoot the gap. Hunsley straight up the middle to the 1. And they'll stop it there. It'll be 2nd and goal from the 1. As Cardona was in there for Huron. And he had plenty of help behind him. Still a gain of 2. 2nd and goal at the 1 for Pierre. As they look to go up 2 scores. As we hit 5 minutes to go here in the third quarter. Pierre has had the ball this entire third quarter except for 3 snaps for Huron. And inside handoff, Hunsley tripped up behind the line but leans forward. Touchdown. Oakley Anderson shot in there, tripped him, but Hunsley kept his balance, and he takes it in from 1 yard out, and Pierre opens up a 2-score lead, 20-7, with the extra point pending. 4:46 to go in the third quarter, so Pierre essentially takes advantage of a turnover by Huron, a blocked punt, and the Governors are up 13 with the extra point pending. Took them a minute 54 to punch that one into the end zone. Extra point kick for Carter Templeton. It is up and it is good. 21-7 Pierre, 4:46 to go, third quarter. Timeout, 30 seconds on Dakota Sports.
With Blaine Anderson of Farmers Union Insurance. Auto, home, farm, life, and business. Become a satisfied policyholder with Farmers Union Insurance. Farmers Union Insurance, Blaine Anderson, 1835 Arizona Avenue, Southwest in Huron.
Looking for personalized apparel such as t-shirts, hats, sweatshirts, hoodies, jackets? PB Sports, of course. How about signs, logos, and vinyl graphics at top? PB Sports, of course, proud sponsor of the Tigers, PB Sports, downtown Huron.
Dakota Sports KIJV, 1340 AM and 95.3 FM.
Welcome back to Tiger Stadium. Pierce went up 21-7. Seven Sons Heating and Air scoreboard update. Yankton now up 31-21 on Sturgis. They're still in the third quarter. 11A, Sioux Falls Christian leading West Central 21-7. Del Rapids still up on Lennox 12-7. 11B, Elk Point Jefferson 27, Dual 22, late third quarter. Midway through the third quarter, St. Thomas More 28, Clark Willow Lake 14, 9AA. Early fourth quarter, Parkston 8, Elkton Lake Benton 6, and Marion Freeman Academy pulling away from Hamlin up 37-12 in the third quarter. Seven Sons Heating and Air scoreboard update. Kickoff for Pierre, end over end, and going to be fielded by Hulst at the 8-yard line. He's got the 15, the 20, trying to turn the corner. Comes up the hash, 30, up to the 34. Hulst did a good job of weaving through traffic. Tackle made by Hunsley. And Huron will have it, 1st and 10 from the 34-yard line. And 1st and 10, and Colt Culver remains in at quarterback, the sophomore for Huron. And Porish Does not have his helmet on. Up the middle goes Hulst, head down past the 40. Still running, spins to the 45, to the 50. Second and third effort by Hulst, and Hulst all of a sudden saying, I'm going to have to put this thing in my hands. Up to the 50, a gain of 16. First and 10 Huron. Second first down of the second half. 7th of the game. And Huron has the ball squarely on the 50. And first and 10 from the 50 for Huron. Hull standing beside Culver on the first and 10. Culver rolls to pass, going to throw over the middle, overthrown and intercepted off the tip. It was a little overthrown, intended for Juergens, and the interceptor for Pierre, I believe he actually caught it flat on his back.
Oh, yeah.
Interception by Pierre. And all of a sudden, Sawyer Sonnenschein got the pick. And again, he got it on the tip. He bobbled it. He fell on his back and came down with it. And Huron turns it over with 4:04 to go in the third quarter. Now the defense really needs to make the play. First and 10 Governors, 4:04 to go. They have the ball on their own 36-yard line. Huron has only had 6 snaps, including a punt here in the third quarter. Deal, empty backfield. He's going to fake it to Scheffelbein up the middle. Deal going to be hit after a gain of a couple of yards on the play. First man in was Cooper Bischoff, for Huron. He's up to the 39, gain of 3, 2nd and 7 Governors from the 39-yard line. Late third quarter, Pierre has opened up a 21-7 lead, and Huron a couple of turnovers here in the third quarter. Block punt and interception. Right now, Pierre is in very good shape. Huron's got to come up with some answers. In the shotgun on 2nd and 6. Deal gonna go right, cut back into the middle, go reverse field, and got tripped up by Oakley Anderson. Maybe got a half yard on the play. That'll set up a 3rd and 6 for Pierre from their own 40-yard line. Tigers need to get off the field. Pierre has not punted yet tonight. 3rd and 6 from the 40-yard line inside of 3 minutes to go in the third quarter. Huron desperately needs to get the ball back. In the shotgun, Deal has Hunsley beside him, straight drop, looking to pass, plenty of time, throwing deep over the middle of the field, and it's caught inside the 25. It'll be 1st and 10 Pierre. Pass was right on the mark to William Eilers, and Pierre goes deep, and they have a 1st and 10 at the 23-yard line. 37 yards on the deep ball, and part of that was Deal had all day to throw back there. There was a double coverage on there, but the ball was perfectly on target by Deal. 1st and 10 from the 23-yard line. Pierre again threatening on the Huron end. Handoff Hunsley, turns up, 15, 10, 5, touchdown. Pierre scores again, 2:02 to go, 23-yard run for Hunsley. And Pierre really has Huron in trouble now, 27-7 with the extra point coming. Hunsley, his 2nd touchdown in just the last couple of minutes of football time. Pierre on to kick the extra point. It is up. It is good. 28-7, Pierre opening up the lead late third quarter, 2:02 to go. We'll take a timeout. 30 on Dakota Sports.
Stores in 12 states, Slumberland has the buying power to bring you the best values from the nation's top furniture brands. Slumberland is America's #1 dealer for Lazy Boy furniture. Slumberland is also the Midwest's largest retailer for Sealy, Simmons, Stearns & Foster, and Tempur-Pedic mattresses. Slumberland of Huron is completely locally owned and operated. Our staff, including sales and delivery, is made up entirely of your neighbors in Huron. So for the best brands at the best prices, along with truly local service, turn to Slumberland Furniture of Huron.
Dakota Sports KIJV, 1340 AM and 95.3 FM.
2:02 to go in the game. Pierre's already had the ball for nearly 8 minutes here in the second half. Again, Huron's only had 5 snaps, 6 if you want to include the punt that was blocked. And Pierre has taken control of the game here. We were teetering on this in the first half, but found a way to only be down 7. But now Tigers, they got to come up with some plays, and it looks like Anderson Porish is done. He is standing without his helmet. In fact, he's got headsets on, and I think he's going to become the de facto quarterback coach now for Colt Culver. Short kick, and it's going to stick right at the 15. Picked up by Juergens, and he'll be hit at the 20, and that looked like a play. I thought it was going to go out of bounds. Juergens thought it was going out of bounds, and it did not go out of bounds.
We just died there.
Yeah, it just died there right at about the 19. It'll be 1st and 10 Huron. So now you just got to start grinding it out. Huron's going to have it at their own 20. Hulst had a nice run his last possession, but he's only had 8 carries tonight. And I have him for 70 yards on those 8 carries. Has been effective. Just Tigers have not had the ball. 1st and 10 at the 20-yard line. Culver, high snap, comes down with it, going to throw it on the far side to Juergens. Juergens trying to get Shake loose, and he's going to lose a yard. Flag came in at the end of the play. That might have been a late hit on Pierre. Somebody came flying in over the pile late. So check the penalty marker, but that came in right at the end of the play, and I thought I saw a flash of white kind of fly over Juergens. Well, I was wrong, but it's still a penalty on Pierre, the inadvertent 5-yard variety. So 1st and 5 for Huron at the 25-yard line. 9th penalty, 75 yards against the Pierre Governors. So 1st and 5, we're down to 1:35 to go in the third quarter. Pierre has opened up a 3-touchdown lead, 28-7. Slot left, 1 receiver right. Colt Culver in at quarterback. He's going to throw deep, far sideline, and caught by Elwine. He wins the jump ball and up to the 45. I'm not sure how he stayed in bounds, but all the way up to the 45, and that's a 1st down for Huron. Just let the tall guy go up and get it. Gain of 20 on the play. And Huron 1st and 10 at their own 45-yard line. Nearing 1 minute to go here in the third quarter. Pierre up 28-7. Again, Anderson Porish looks like his night is over after suffering an injury earlier this quarter. Handoff up the middle to Hulst. Breaks through 50, 45, 40. On to the 35 and landed Hulst again. He is running with purpose. Another 1st down for Huron. As Schonard on the stop, but that's a gain of 19 yards for Landon Hulst. He's had 3 carries here in the second half. Just trying to do the arithmetic here real quick for 44 yards. 1st and 10 Huron from the 36-yard line. Hulst again up the middle. This time Pierre kind of closes out, and William Eilers was there. William Eilers has had a nice game defensively for Pierre. He's been in the middle of most everything. Gain of 1 for Hulst. It'll be 2nd and 9 from the 35. I have Hulst 10 carries, 90 yards, and that's going to take us to the end of the third quarter. We head to the fourth. Pierre 28, Huron 7. Timeout 1 minute on Dakota Sports.
How about that new place, 18th Century Theme Restaurant?
No. How about that one place that has boiled?
No way. Well,
You want a juicy burger and ice cream, and I want delicious chicken strips. Dairy Queen!
Dairy Queen is Huron has something for everyone.
Plus, they have the famous DQ blizzard. My favorite is the Oreo.
And they're open every day of the week for lunch, dinner, or an anytime snack. Dairy Queen of Huron, the place for
hot eats and cool treats.
Are your calves performing to their full potential? Does the ration provide everything they need? Let the experienced feed consultants at Dakota Land Feeds help you get the performance you want and the service you deserve. With the ability to balance rations for every stage of a calf's life, the feed consultants provide valuable information to support your operation. They strive to provide best-in-class service and knowledge you can count on. Dakota Land Feeds, your local feed supplier.
Tiger 95 and 1340 KIJV are your home for Huron Tiger sports.
We head to the fourth quarter. Pierre up on 28-7. Let's do another Seven Sons Heating and Air scoreboard update. 9A, Wall defeated Phillip 56-6. Late in the game, Howard's up on Al Setzer Hudson 18-12. Avon leads Coleman Egan 22-20 early fourth quarter. Seven Sons Heating and Air scoreboard update. Here on 2nd and 9 from the Pierre 35-yard line as we start the fourth quarter. Culver going the rest of the way at quarterback, wants to pass, looks left, going to throw deep over the middle, complete to Carter Porish. First down inside the 15, or is that Winiger? That was Riley Winiger, excuse me, with the catch. And first down for Huron. Nice throw by Culver, and Winiger went up and got it down to the 15-yard line. And 1st and 10 for the Tigers. And a fumble on the play, and Culver, did he get on it? He's got two Pierre guys on it, and that's just a case where you got the backup quarterback and he and Hulse not necessarily on the same page. And Culver looks like he's hobbling a little bit off of that, but he is coming off just to, he has to tie his shoe. That's what happened. And so a loss on the play back to the 21. So a loss of 6 on the play, but at least Huron keeps possession. And it'll be 2nd and 16 back at the 21-yard line. 1 minute gone in the fourth quarter. Here on their best drive of the second half with sophomore Colt Culver. Straight drop. He's looking to pass. Going to throw deep in the middle of the field. And is it intercepted? Incomplete. It was a little short of Elwine. And just kind of like Brookings, it seems like the defensive backs want to yap at Elwine. 3rd and 16 for Huron from the 21-yard line. It was a little underthrown. Scheffelbein had position on Elwine. Clock stopped on the incomplete with 10:48 to go in the game. So Anderson Porish leaves with an injury in the third quarter, and sophomore Colt Culver going the rest of the way here for the Tigers. Trips left and roll to the left. Now going back right and pass up. Dangerous pass. Carter Porish came down with it. They were trying to throw back, hoping that Pierre would roll with Culver to the left, but there were two guys. Carter Porish did catch it, but a minimal gain, about 4. And here it is, 4th and 12. Huron has no choice but to go for it here at 4th and 12 from the 17-yard line. 10:15 to go in the game. Pierre 28, Huron 7. Huron has trips right, Porish to the left, and the shotgun for Culver. Culver looking right, going to throw over the middle, incomplete. Tried to get it in there to Winiger, I believe. Incomplete, broken up, and Huron gives it up on downs. Huron probably really needed the score there, and with 9:59 to go in the game, Pierre up 28-7. And will get the ball 1st and 10 at their own 17-yard line. This is the worst starting field position of the game for Pierre at their own 17. 1st and 10, Governors. I would imagine we're going to see a lot of running here as they're up by 3 touchdowns, and They just want to keep the clock rolling now. Pistol formation for Deal and Hunsley on the 1st and 10. And straight drop, looking left. No, he is going to pass. Deal's going to throw short. The pass complete to Terwilliger as he just jumped up over Juergens and hauled it in. Well, shut my mouth. I thought they'd just run the ball. That's enough for the first down up to the 28-yard line, so a gain of 11. I have Deal now 11 of 15 passing in the game. 1st and 10, Governors. They're in the pistol now at their own 28-yard line. Deal long count, and he's just going to pitch it to Hunsley, going wide right, being chased by Gilbert, and turns, finally gets knocked out over by Bishop, but Hunsley gets a nice gain on the play. It'll be 2nd and about 2 or 3 for Pierre up to the 36-yard line. Gain of 8 for Hunsley, 2nd and 2.
You know, guy forgets, Hunsley didn't run much in that first half, so he's got a brand new set of legs basically underneath him right now.
Yeah, from the middle of the second to the middle of the third, they kind of went to an empty backfield, so he wasn't on the field, or at least he wasn't in the backfield a lot. But now they're going back to their traditional look, and again, they just want to keep the clock running. 2nd and 2 from the 36-yard line. And again, it's Hunsley up the middle. Drop the ball. It's on the ground. Who got it? Bad exchange between Deal and Hunsley. And who's got it? No signal yet. Huron ball.
There's a break again for us.
Pierre, their second fumble lost here in the second half. And with 9:03 to go in the game, Huron gets the ball back in good field position. They'll have it at the Pierre 36-yard line. And that just looked like just didn't have a clean exchange between quarterback and running back, kind of like the fumble Huron had that the last series where the Tigers were able to get on top of it. 1st and 10 from the 36-yard line for Huron. Culver in the shotgun and looking to pass. Throws near sideline, pass complete to Juergens, and he gets clotheslined there after a short gain, as over there on the stop was Hunsley. He's probably a little upset after the fumble. Be a gain of 3 on the play, 2nd and 7 for Huron. Ball at the 33-yard line. We're nearing 8.5 minutes to go in the game, and Pierre up 28-7. Slot left, Elwine to the right, and handoff to Hulst up the middle, breaks through to the 25, and down to about the 21. Hulst with a gain of 12 and a first down for Huron, and I believe that does put Landon Hulst over 100 yards rushing. He was at 90 before that carry, so 11 runs for 102 yards for Landon Hulst. 1st and 10 Huron from the 21-yard line. And again, it's Hulst up the middle. Darts, he's past the 20, spins, and he's going to get about 3 yards before he runs into about 3 or 4 white jerseys. Hulst will get at least 3 on the play. Up to the 18, it'll be 2nd and 7.
It's taken that 2 or 3 jerseys just to get him down. Now he's really run with purpose.
Yeah, like I said, he's just on a mission now, especially since Porish had to leave the game with the injury. 2nd and 7 for Huron from the Pierre 18-yard line. And Culver rolls to the right, looking. He's going to throw to the sideline, complete to Juergens, who caught it at the 10. And boy, Huron a little upset because Culver took a lick after he released the ball. I didn't see it, but obviously you did.
I didn't see it either. I was down here watching this too.
Okay. Your reaction, I thought you saw it. 1st and 10 here on 1st and goal from the 10. After the completion there to Juergens. And 1st and goal from the 10, and we have a whistle, and now what? I think they started the clock, and Juergens, I think, stepped out of bounds. He caught the ball. He was right on the sideline, so now a little discussion. They see if they're going to put time back on the clock. 7:25. 7:25, so they put 8 seconds back up. So first and goal at the 10. Huron Tigers need a score. Down 28-7, and we're losing daylight here. In the shotgun, first and 10 for Culver. He's going to keep it, foul Hulst, and not much. He does get a yard after the hit, but that was swallowed up immediately by Samuel Larson for Pierre. Give Culver a gain of 2. It's second and goal from the 8 on his second carry. I guess his first carry was just covering that fumble. Second and goal from the 8 for the Huron Tigers. And the sophomore Colt Culver going at quarterback. Inside of 7 minutes to go in the game. Pierre up 28-7. Elwine is wide right. Winiger wide left. Pistol on second and goal from the 8. And straight up the middle goes Hulst. He's got the 5, head down, working forward. Touchdown! Landon Hulst from 8 yards out gets Huron on the board. And it's 28-13 with the extra point pending. 6:37 to go in the game. And who's going to kick the extra point now? Culver is.
Back up to the backup.
Well, Ty Kleinsasser was the other kicker, and he's out too. High snap, and the kick is blocked, no good. 28-13, Pierre leads with 6:37 to go in the game. We'll take a timeout of 30 on Dakota Sports.
Bruises and breaks happen. Lean on Huron Regional Medical Center Orthopedics and Sports Medicine. Orthopedic surgeons Dr. Kevin Oper and Dr. Todd Anderson, along with the Pro Rehab Physical Therapy teams, are here to get you back in your game. Schedule an appointment at HuronRegional.org, because when it comes to your health, the right care is right here. Best of luck to our area athletes from Huron Regional Medical Center.
Tiger 95 and 1340 KIJZ.
Welcome back to Tiger Stadium. Huron scores on an 8-yard run by Landon Hulst, 28-13. Pierre with the lead. I think Pierre's expecting an onside kick, and is it too early? Probably not.
No, not
you need 2 scores, which means you need 2 possessions. And Culver, Colt Culver, he's getting more activity than he thought he was going to get when he woke up this morning. But hey, he has filled in nicely.
Done a great job for us.
He's now going to kick, and Pierre expecting the onside kick. We'll see if that's what's going to happen here. As Pierre has 9 guys basically between the 45 and the 50, and the ball has to get to the 50. And Culver will, he is going to pooch it, and it bounces up and going to go right in the arms of Jaron Deal. Who else? It wasn't a bad onside kick, maybe just a little too quick going up there, but Deal played it perfectly. And now Pierre will have the ball first and 10 at their own 47-yard line. So for the Govs, with 6:37 to go in the game, they just want to keep that clock rolling. First and 10 at the 47. Deal in the pistol. And he's watching the play clock, but the clock isn't running, or that's what it looks like he was doing anyway. Deal will pitch it to a new running back in there now, and short gain up to the 49. Noah Owen in on the stop for Huron, along with Landon Hulst. The new carrier there for Huron, I believe, or for Pierre, I believe, was Kea Duchesneau. And they're just going to give him a yard on the play. It'll be second down and 9 from the 48. Huron's got all 3 timeouts, but at this point, they're going to let Pierre bleed the clock, as we're going to hit 6 minutes, under 6 minutes before this ball is snapped on second and 9 from the 48-yard line. Huron coming with the blitz. Duchesneau up the middle, and he's going to be hit right at the line, and maybe gets back to the line of scrimmage, as Landon Hulst was in on the stop for Huron, along with Cooper Bischoff. No gain on the play. It'll be 3rd and 9 for Pierre from the 48-yard line. I wouldn't necessarily take a pass off the table here for the Governors on 3rd and 9 at their own 48 with 5.5 minutes and counting left in the game. Pierre's up 28-7. And Deal in the shotgun. 3 minutes after 9 o'clock, KIJV, AM/FM Huron. And in the shotgun and long count here by Deal. And they're just going to go straight up the middle again for Ducheneau, and he's going to be hit at the 50. It'll be 4th and 7, as again Bischoff was in on there for Huron. It'll be 4th and 6, we'll call it, at the 49-yard line, as he did get a couple of yards on the play. And Pierre is showing punt for the first time tonight. James Schultz Jr. is the only one back deep to receive for Huron. As the clock rolls, as we're just about to 4.5 minutes to go in the game, Pierre up 28-13. Snap, Huron coming after it, but a high, short snap. This isn't going to get downfield at all. It was a shanked punt, and it's going to be about a 1-yard punt, and Huron's going to get the ball near midfield with 4:22 to go in the game, trailing 28-13. Huron will get it at the 48-yard line, so a 1-yard punt. Another break for Huron. You need to take advantage. You need to score quickly, too, with 4:22 to go in the game. In the shotgun, it's 1st and 10 for Culver. Culver rolls to the left, looking, and he wants to throw deep, waiting, and now finally throws short, complete to Carter Porish, and he's just going to get a couple of yards upfield. Culver perhaps just waited a little bit longer than he needed to there. I think he wanted to go deep. Well, I know he wanted to go deep. Instead, going to be a short gain to Carter Porish. Gain of 3, 2nd and 7. That's a play Pierre will gladly give up. 2nd and 7. Huron has the ball at the Pierre 49-yard line, and Culver going to wing it out near side to Juergens on the bubble, past the 50, down, shoved out of bounds at about the 45 by Hunsley. That will stop the clock, as Huron will have 3rd and 3 from the 45-yard line. So Cole Culver has come in, and I, again, give him credit. He has been up to the task here. He did throw the interception on the tip ball. 3rd and 3 for Huron from the Pierre 45-yard line. Looking the pass. There's the inside screen to Schultz. Was delivered a little low. And here's a 4th and 3 for Huron. Huron needs to convert. 4th and 3 from the 45-yard line. Clock stops with 3:37 to go, but again, Huron needs to move the sticks. They need to score because they got to score twice. And as I said, we're losing daylight here with 3:37 left in the game. 28-13, Pierre on top with a trip to the Dakota Dome Championships on the line. 4th and 3 from the 45-yard line. Motion is Juergens. Roll to the left, looking for Juergens. Culver going to square. He's going to throw deep, and it's intercepted, I believe. Either way, it's going to be Pierre ball. Hunsley with the pick, and that might slam the door shut on the Huron Tigers. Tigers with their 3rd turnover here in the second half, 2 picks and a block punt. And Pierre with 3.5 minutes left are that far away from another trip back to the Dome. I believe this would be their 9th trip in a row. 1st and 10 for Pierre from the 34-yard line. In the pistol, Deal will hand it off and trying to see who's in there. It's back Hunsley at back, and Huron Hunsley still working forward. He ends up getting 3 or 4 yards on the play after the initial hit. The Huron defense has been out there an awful long time. Jeremy Hofer, Riley Winiger in on the stop for Huron, and Huron's going to burn their first timeout, or second timeout, excuse me. was a gain of 4 on the play for Hunsley. It'll be 2nd and 6. Timeout Huron with 3:05 left in the game. Timeout 30 on Dakota Sports.
1919 root beer is brewed in small batches with only the finest ingredients, real sugar and real vanilla. Their unique recipe and choice ingredients make 1919 root beer the creamiest full-body draft root beer available. Pick up 1919 root beer, distributed by Elwine Brothers, at your favorite convenience store or grocery store in Huron. Elwine Brothers wishes the Huron Tigers the best of luck. Go Tigers!
Dakota Sports KIJV, 1340 AM and 95.3 FM.
Welcome back to Tigers Stadium. Seven Suns Heating and Air scoreboard update. Yankton has a 41-28 lead on Sturgis. They're about midway through the fourth quarter. 11 AAA is set. It'll be Lincoln and Brandon Valley for a second consecutive year. Lincoln defeated Jefferson 42-28. Brandon Valley defeated Harrisburg 38-14. That's your Seven Suns Heating and Air scoreboard update. I'm going to put 5 seconds back on the clock here as well, so 3:10 left in the game officially. Pierre's going to have 2nd and 6 from their own 38-yard line. As they're back in the pistol again, Hunsley behind Deal. And again, it's Hunsley up the middle, head down to the 40, and he's going to be stopped there after a gain of 2 on the play. And there's a flag coming out at the halfway after the play. It looks like I think somebody did something they shouldn't have, wearing an orange jersey. So it was a gain of 2 for Hunsley, and the flag came out well after the play. Oh, it's on Pierre. Oh, okay, it's offsetting penalties, and well, I think Pierre, the Pierre kid did it first, nobody saw it, and then Huron retaliated, and everybody saw that, is probably what it amounted to. So offsetting penalties, it's going to be 3rd and 4 for Pierre from the 40-yard line, and Huron's going to burn their final timeout. 3:01 to go in the game. Pierre up 28-13, timeout 30 on Dakota Sports.
Norby Center for Recreation in Huron is your ultimate destination for fun and fitness. Challenge yourself and get fit with a fitness class that fits your schedule. The Nordby Center offers water classes, weight and cardio classes, bicycle spin classes, and more. Group fitness classes are led by the Nordby Center's expert instructors. Sign up for a fitness class today. The Nordby Center for Recreation, where the fun never ends.
Tiger 95 and 1340 KIJV.
Welcome back to Tiger Stadium. Huron now out of timeouts. Pierre 3:01 away from a return trip to the Dome. And a 3rd and 4 from the Governors from their own 40-yard line. So Huron has used all their timeouts. And still, I'm not sure what we're waiting for here now. 3rd and 4 Pierre from the 40-yard line. Huron trying to crowd it, and they're going to run the option left. There's the pitch to Hunsley to the 40, and he's going to be very close to the first down. Schultz with the tackle for Huron, but it's right at the marker. And are they going to give him the first down? It's right there at the 44.
I think they're short.
Yeah, they may measure this, and I don't think Pierre liked the spot, but the official never put the ball down right away. And they are going to measure, and I think you're right. I think they have to get to the 44, and it looks like they're about a yard shy. Which, if that's the case, if I'm Pierre, I'm still going to go for it.
Well, yeah.
Because, again, if you do get it, you can run out the clock. If you don't get it, Huron still got to score twice. Now, Pierre was not thrilled with the spot there, and like I said, it was right at the line, about the line to gain.
They're short.
Yeah, it's about probably a foot and a half. It's going to be 4th and short. And again, I'm sure Pierre will go for it. I would too. with 2:43 left in the game. Again, Huron's out of timeout, so Pierre gets another first down. They can come close to running the clock out, I would think. You know, this is something we haven't seen hardly at all this year, a measurement. It seemed like of course, it helps when you have the turf field with the true markings, because Huron only played one game on grass this year, and that was out at Sturgis. But it seems like they've been doing a lot more eyeballing this year than they have in the past. So Pierre will go for it on 4th and less than a yard from their own 43.5. First thing they'll probably try to do is draw Huron off. I assume the clock's going to wind here once the chains are set, and it does. So I wouldn't be surprised at all to see a long count. Nope, they're going to snap it. And straight up the middle, Hunsley, first down to the 50 to the 47, and that should slam the doors shut for the Pierre Governors. A gain of 9 on the play for Hunsley. And Pierre with the first down, and 1st and 10 from the 48, and it's going to be awful tough now for the Huron Tigers without a timeout. Pierre can just let that clock run. It is running with 2:18 to go in the game. Tigers a great season, but just too much Pierre tonight. And again, Pierre, since the 1st of October, even with all their injuries, they have just found their stride. Remember, Sturgis is in the semifinals, and Pierre beat them 44-0. Handoff straight ahead. Hunsley, both hands on the ball. He's just going straight ahead, smash mouth. Gain of a couple. It'll be 2nd and 8. Hulse going to come off now, and he's got that left shoulder kind of hanging. Gain of 2 on the play. It'll be 2nd and 8, and Pierre can just run the clock here pretty much, as they can snap the ball with about 1:20 left in the game. So Pierre going, again, I believe it's 9 years in a row that they have went to the Dome. They won 7 championships in a row, then lost in the final seconds last year to Watertown. 2nd and 8 for Pierre, and now what do we have? Oh, a timeout Pierre. They ran the clock down, then took a timeout. Timeout Pierre, 1:15 to go in the game. Governors on their way to the win. We'll take a timeout of 30 on Dakota Sports.
J. Davidson Insurance Agency in Huron. You changed thousands of diapers, cut off hundreds of crusts, played hours of peekaboo and duck goose, because you do anything for your kids. That's why it's so important to protect them with life insurance from State Farm. State Farm agent Brian Davidson will help make it easy and affordable to help you protect your family, no matter what the future holds. Because for the people you do anything for, life insurance could mean everything. Call today, because like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Dakota Sports KIJV, 1340 AM and 95.3 FM.
Pierre has 2nd and 8 from the 46-yard line as they use a timeout. They're just going into the victory formation. Snap to Adil. He'll take a knee back at the 49, and Pierre can run the clock out from here. Let's do a Seven Suns Heating and Air scoreboard update. Del Rapids St. Mary is in the championship in 9B. They defeated Fulton this afternoon, 22-16. Looks like their opponent will be Avon. Avon leading Colin Egan 38-26 with a minute to go in the game. 9A, it's Wall and Howard. Howard, the defending champion. Wall defeated Phillip 56-6, and Howard defeated Alsetzer Hudson 18-12. 9AA, Elkton Lake Benton will play Freeman Academy. Here's the snap for Pierre, and they don't have to snap it again. The Governors will win it. The final, Pierre 28, Huron 13. Pierre will go on to the Dome for a 9th consecutive year. Great run for the Huron Tigers this year, but it falls short here in the semifinals. Pierre 28, Huron 13. Timeout 2 minutes. Gary Zell Autoglass Postgame is next. 2 minutes on Dakota Sports.
Experience delicious. Experience Ryan's Hangar Restaurant and Ace Lounge. They specialize in steaks, burgers, seafood, and pasta. Ryan's Hangar can host your party in a private room and offer catering too. Open Monday through Friday 4 to 10, Saturday 4 to 11, and open for lunch every Thursday 11 to 2 and closed on Sunday. Ryan's Hangar Restaurant and Ace Lounge in the Crossroads in downtown Huron.
Clean Plus offers epoxy floor coating for garages, basements, and outdoor patios, as well as commercial and industrial spaces. Call 605-352-5776 to get a free estimate. Let the pros at Clean Plus help you get a great-looking, durable surface with the epoxy flooring. Locally owned and operated, visit them at 201 Market Street East. Or check out their website at procleanplus.net. Clean Plus is a proud sponsor here on Tiger Sports.
At Car Chiropractic, we know sports injuries just don't sideline your game. They can sideline your life. Whether you're a weekend warrior, a competitive athlete, or just love staying active, getting back to your best is what we do best. Our team of experts will work with you one-on-one to develop a rehab plan that's as unique as you are. Don't let an injury keep you from doing what you love. Call Car Chiropractic today at 605-352-5264 or visit carchiropractic.com.
Gary Zell Auto Glass is a proud supporter of Huron High School sports and the Tiger Postgame Show. Gary and Michael Zell offer mobile glass replacement of windshields, door glass, cars and trucks, even tractor cabs on site. Gary Zell Auto Glass does chip repairs, and they process all insurance paperwork. Call 352-0836 or toll free 1-888-852-0355. Gary Zell Auto Glass in Huron.
The Huron Tiger post-game report on Tiger 95 is brought to you by Gary Zell Auto Glass. Here's the voice of the Tigers, Jeff Duffy.
Welcome back to Tiger Stadium. Gary Zell Auto Glass post-game begins, and Corky, just a tough way to lose. Give Pierre credit. They came with a game plan, and we just could not come up with enough answers tonight.
Well, they come in, like I say, they got a lot of depth. They got a lot of great kids down there. Give them credit for that. And they come in, and they did what they wanted to do, and they executed, and we just could not stop what they were throwing at us tonight.
And so now you move on. First off, you say goodbye to, I believe, 10 seniors. That these 10 seniors, they stayed with the program. They believed in the system that Coach Strand brought in here 4 years ago. And, they got here one game away, got themselves 2 home games, which Huron hasn't done in probably 40 years or so. And the bottom line, Pierre just made the plays, and they just – give them credit where credit's due.
Oh, exactly. I mean, they did a heck of a job tonight. I mean, on every side of the ball and everything, they just did a great job. And when you have a program that's as deep, as rich as that one is, like I say, 3 of their outstanding players go out here a couple weeks ago or 3 weeks ago now. And that crippled most teams. And these guys responded from that. So that's fantastic. It shows the depth of what they've got there.
And so it'll be the Pierre Governors. We'll see where Yankton's at now, because they were leading late in the game. And it looks like it will be Pierre and Yankton. Yankton leading 41-28 on Sturgis with about a minute to go. So, they played a 35-28 game with Yankton winning. I think that was right at the end of September. So, no reason to think that's not going to be a shootout again next Friday night.
Well, exactly. I mean, everybody's, got changes from here to there. And then both of them are not going to be the same teams that played in September. They're going to be different in their own ways. And it should be a real barn burner of a game, I would think, down there.
So the Tigers now, they've broken the huddle. We'll see if Coach Strand comes up. I know 2 years ago he didn't make it up here for the post game, which is fine. But we will select our Signature Plus player of the game. We'll run down the stats and scoring as well. Tough way to end the season, but it's going to end at some point. Tigers come up short and, make it to the semifinals. And I don't think if anybody would have told us back on August 15th, hey, we're going to be hosting a semifinal game, we would have taken it.
Oh, absolutely.
This team accomplished a lot.
Oh, exactly. And the thing is, they like you said earlier, they bought into the system, and they made it. And they did all the hard work that gets there. And the thing is, now we just got to, the next younger generation, you guys got to slide up in these slots. You got to show up. You got to do the groundwork, the hard work. And this is the result you get. You get to play football in November. A choice few get to play football in November, and we were one of those.
Tigers fall. Pierre on to the 11AA championship. They defeat the Huron Tigers tonight 28-13. We'll take a 2-minute timeout as we continue. Gary Zell Auto Glass postgame, 2 minutes on Dakota Sports.
Perspective. That's what you'll find at Bauman Agency of Huron. Our 6 expert crop insurance agents are all involved in their own farming operations and are uniquely suited to truly understand the farmer's perspective of crop insurance. At Bauman Agency, we consider your operation's individual needs and welcome a chance to discover the right coverage for your farm. Call us at 605-353-1112. Bauman Agency, crop insurance from your side of the fence. Bauman Agency is an equal opportunity provider.
Neighbor, family, community, friend, and local business. And for over 18 years, Double D Western has been just that, a positive part of your community. And just like your family, Double D Western has grown. Not only do they have clothes for every member of the family, including infant wear, by the way, but beautiful home decor, cologne, perfume, footwear, and fashionable sunglasses. Make your day happier. Stop in and shop local at Double D Western in Huron. Open every day of the week. Double D Western on 21st Street. Adams Quick Lube is your go-to place for convenient, reliable oil changes. Fast, easy, no-pressure oil changes for your family's vehicle. No appointment needed. See them at 1159 Dakota Avenue North or give Adam a call at 352-9325. Adams Quick Lube also has tire repair, batteries, and filters. Locally owned and open at 8 a.m. every day except Sundays. Trust your family vehicle with Adams Quick Lube. 1159 Dakota Avenue North. Adams Quick Lube is a proud sponsor of Tiger Sports.
Great teams need more than talent. They need leadership, positivity, and the power of Hereford beef. At Ravine Creek Ranch, the Bishoffs know raising Hereford cattle takes commitment and care, the same qualities that make great students and athletes. Lead by example, stay positive, and give it your all, on the field, on the court, and in the classroom. The Bishoffs, Ravine Creek Ranch, are proud supporters of the Huron Tigers.
Dakota Sports KIJV, 1340 AM and 95.3 FM.
Back here at Tiger Stadium, Coach Strand just got up here, so we'll take another 2-minute timeout and come back to talk to the coach as the Tigers fall here tonight. Gary Zell Auto Glass post game continues, 2 minutes on Dakota Sports.
Dine-in, carry-out, or fast delivery every day of the week. For delivery or carry-out, give them a call at 352-6925. Not sure what to order from their delicious menu? Then dine in and try their famous Godfather's Buffet, featuring a variety of pizza slices, tasty chicken, and many salads and desserts to choose from. They're locally owned, so stop in and say hi to Derek and the rest of the pizza crew. They're located at 195 21st Street in Huron. Godfather's Pizza. Give them a call, 352-6925.
The Huron Eye Clinic is proud to sponsor the Huron Tigers. The doctors and staff at the Huron Eye Clinic are committed to providing quality service and products to their patients in Huron and surrounding areas. The Huron Eye Clinic offers comprehensive eye exams, contact lens exams, infant C screenings, LASIK consultations, ocular disease services, and pediatric eye care. Stop in at the office at 1288 Dakota Avenue South to make an appointment or call the Huron Eye Clinic today at 605-352-4181.
Looking to buy, build, or refinance your existing home? I'm Jamie Olson, your local mortgage loan officer at American Bank and Trust in Huron. Whether it's a conventional loan with local servicing, VA, FHA, rural development, jumbo, or a home equity line of credit, I'm here to help you find the right fit. Let's make your home goals happen. Apply today at mortgagewithjamie.com or call 353-2818. American Bank and Trust, where your journey begins. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Wishbone Market is proud to be part of the Huron community and to cheer on area high school athletes all season long. At Wishbone, they believe in supporting local, which is why you'll find South Dakota favorites on their shelves, from wines and meats to hometown snacks. They have great in-store savings and new products with updates shared on their Facebook page. Follow them on Facebook and stop in today to shop local, save more, and enjoy the best from South Dakota at Wishbone Market.
You're listening to the Huron Tigers on Dakota Sports KIJV.
Welcome back to Tiger Stadium. Huron Tigers fall here in the semifinals, 28-13. Head coach Drew Strand joins us here. And Coach, I guess first things first, give Pierre credit. They came out with a game plan. They stuck with it. And, we just had a hard time dealing with them when they had the ball.
Yep. I mean, they came out. They did a good job of, executing their game plan and coming out on top. I thought our guys continued to fight hard all the way through, just a little bit of struggles here and there, but, our guys fought till the very end, and I'm super proud of them.
Because great, we had the injuries come in, and, that helped out too. Anderson Porish goes out. I thought Colt Culver did a nice job. Yeah, he did throw 2 picks, but he was also in kind of a desperate situation. And, you could tell playing that Douglas game really helped him out. It didn't look too big for him, and it did help that Landon Hulst was kind of running with a mission there in the second half.
Yep. I mean, he came out, and Landon's always ran hard, and he did a good job. And Colt coming in, having injuries, and that's kind of what we talked about all season about just next guy up. And Colt did a good job of coming in and, maintaining himself emotionally, and just, the O-line did a great job of talking him through and getting him ready for the next play no matter what the situation was. And they really came together as a family and a group, just no matter who was in.
Getting back to Pierre, they ran the ball efficiently. They were efficient in their passing game. They pick and chose when they wanted to pass the ball, and like I said, were effective. I think I had them 11 of 15 passing for the game, and it just never looked like we were comfortable defensively.
Yep, I think we were moving guys around and other things like that, but just giving them kind of plays, and they did a good job of executing, run pass and mixing it in there and being able to see us spread out and just running it with their quarterback. And so, props to them for their game plan and coming out. And, our defense did their best and tried to make plays. And, sometimes it just doesn't work out.
Offensively, we did have some nice drives, did score a couple of touchdowns there as well. But, we just didn't have the consistency there. And just, one negative play just seemed like it would kill a drive for us.
Yep. And, that's kind of been, the tough part of our offense, this season is just one negative play. And it's tough to get back on top, and they applied pressure after that negative play. And, we just got to find ways to work things through that. But, I give our guys a lot of credit tonight coming out, no matter what, and just kind of starting their legacy story for the senior group, and then kind of the culture of what, Huron football has kind of become this season, and those guys deserve all that.
I do want to mention that senior group again. We'll get more in-depth here later on this month when we kind of cap off the season with the end-of-season interviews. But that group of seniors, they believed in the program. They stuck with the program. I think they were freshmen when you took over as head coach, and they, from where they were then to a semifinal, hosting a semifinal game. The kids that stayed with it, that were focused as, yeah, we're here on Tigers. We believe in this system. Great for them. Hopefully there's others that will follow. You see Pierre brought 2 buses. It'd be nice if Huron had to take 2 buses.
Yep, it'd be nice to get there. I think, having these guys as freshmen and kind of getting them all the way through, and, having guys that believe in the system enough to move positions. We had a lot of guys that we just throw in different spots, based on what we think and putting them in the best possible situations. And those guys accepted that role as freshmen and work it all the way through. A key guy just in Charlie Martin, his second year only as O-line and being a leader at center for us.
All conference.
And all conference. And all those guys, those seniors really kind of have changed, what it takes to be a Huron Tiger football player and what it looks like to be one as well. These guys have put in 4 years of hard work, whether it's summertime in the weight room and during practices, the extra hours and late practices we have. And those guys really have put in the time and they believe in it. And, I think these younger guys understand, kind of what it takes now that are on the field, and hopefully we can continue to grow that number as we go on. But, I want to give all the credit to the guys that played all season long and what they've accomplished this season as well.
And with that, our Signature Plus players of the game, I decided to go with 2 because there's 2 seniors I just felt needed to be recognized. Rayshawn Whip, defense and special teams. Nolan Staley on offense at offensive tackle. Nolan, kind of start with him where, I find it interesting in Meet the Tigers when, we record the seniors for that, and he just said Nolan Staley, 55 defensive end. And the second quarter of the first game when Elliot Hartman was injured and lost for the season, he ended up pretty much playing offense all season. And I don't know if he did a lot of defense, but, he was undersized just like Charlie Martin. But, boy, Nolan held his ground there at tackle.
Yep, and that just kind of goes to show you, anybody, doesn't matter how big you are, it's the fight, that you have in you. And Nolan did that for us all season long and came in as a tackle. And, there's a lot of things that he was kind of worried about coming in, but, he showed great strength and just great overcoming that adversity and working through that and being able to, be a starting tackle for us and fill in. And he did a fantastic job all season long at that spot.
And then Rayshawn Whiff, I think earlier in the season I called him Tasmanian Devil just because he kind of looks like one. But he's just a terror, again, undersized at defensive end. But, he didn't play offense, so he just focused on defense. And I don't think he ever had a 99% play on defense. He was 100% all the way.
Yep, and that's kind of him. I know he doesn't get a lot of acknowledgement, throughout the games or even for the tackles. But, he's not getting a lot of tackles for us. But he's the guy that's in there, and he's causing the havoc.
That's why Oakley Anderson gets his tackles.
Yep, and that's exactly what I was going into, is just he opens up those gaps for the linebackers by him going 100%. And it goes to show, if you do your job, the other guys can, and the whole team can have success. And, that's a guy right there that's a true teammate that doesn't look at his own stats or his own accolades and just works his tail off every single day at practice. And, one of the toughest DNs to block at practice is Rayshawn Whiff as well, even though he is undersized. And so it really shows when he gets out there in the game and he fights his tail off every single play. So super proud of those two and what they've done for us this season.
And finally here, hey, no hanging our heads here. Like I said, August 15th, if I would have told you, we're going to host a semifinal for a chance to go to the Dome, you would have taken that no questions answered. Yes, this stings, but, hopefully this is just the ground floor of what's good things to come for Huron Tiger football.
Yep, and it's like I told those guys in the huddle, they have nothing to hang their heads about. I know this is the worst part, when your season ends, but every season's got to come to an end at some point. And, these guys did an amazing job. I think, if you would have asked anybody if Huron would have been number one for the majority of the regular season, they kind of probably would have laughed at you or called you a liar. But, these guys proved it, and they proved, what Huron football is, and they took that all season long, up to the very end, and so coming in here and having 2 home games for playoff games is always nice, and seeing the community and everybody here supporting us is an awesome feeling for these guys, and being at home, to be able to celebrate, wins and losses, no matter what it is, to be at your home field is just a little bit more special and a little bit different feeling for all these kids. So great on their part and super great season for them.
Drew Strand, head coach here on Tigers. Tigers fall here in the semis tonight, 28-13, and in the season at 8-3. We'll take a final 2-minute timeout, run down the stat scoring, and wrap it up here from Tiger Stadium. 2 minutes on Dakota Sports.
Provider of innovative solutions in plant protection, plant nutrition, and field technology. They offer premier products and one-on-one relationships with local field experts to help their customers grow. Wilbur Ellis is committed to bringing you and your operation new and innovative ideas. Contact your local Wilbur Ellis specialist today to find out how to maximize your return on investment. Wilbur Ellis wishes all area high school athletes the best of luck this season.
Stop in for a free insurance review with Blaine Anderson of Farmers Union Insurance. Auto, home, farm, life, and business. Become a satisfied policyholder with Farmers Union Insurance. Farmers Union Insurance, Blaine Anderson, 1835 Arizona Avenue, Southwest in Huron.
Looking for personalized apparel such as t-shirts, hats, sweatshirts, hoodies, jackets? PB Sports, of course. How about signs, logos, and vinyl graphics at top? PB Sports, of course, proud sponsor of the Tigers, PB Sports, downtown Huron.
With nearly 130 stores in 12 states, Slumberland has the buying power to bring you the best values from the nation's top furniture brands. Slumberland is America's #1 dealer for Lazy Boy furniture. Slumberland is also the Midwest's largest retailer for Sealy, Simmons, Stearns & Foster, and Tempur-Pedic mattresses. Slumberland of Huron is completely locally owned and operated. Our staff, including sales and delivery, is made up entirely of your neighbors in Huron. So for the best brands at the best prices, along with truly local service, turn to Slumberland Furniture of Huron.
So, where do you want to go eat?
How about that new place, the 18th century theme restaurant?
No. How about that one place that has boiled?
No way. Well, you want a juicy burger and ice cream, and I want delicious chicken strips. Dairy Queen!
Dairy Queen of Huron has something for everyone.
Plus, they have the famous DQ blizzard. My favorite is the Oreo.
And they're open every day of the week for lunch, dinner, or an anytime snack. Dairy Queen of Huron, the place for
hot eats and cool treats.
Tiger 95 and 1340 KIJV are your home for Huron Tiger sports.
And welcome back one last time to Tiger Stadium as the Huron Tigers fall tonight, 28-13. And Pierre will play Yankton in the 11AA championship. Run down the scoring first. Pierre scored on their first possession, going right down the field. A 22-yard touchdown pass, and that was, third or fourth and goal from the 22. And Jaron Deal hit Carter Scheffelbein in the corner of the end zone, 22-yard pass. Point after was good by Carter Templeton, 7-0. Huron then answered on their next possession. On the first play of the second quarter, Tigers scored on a 7-yard touchdown run by Anderson Porish. Porish added the extra point kick. It was 7-7, but Pierre answered quickly. After that, quarterback Jaron Deal on a 47-yard touchdown run. Templeton added the kick again. It was 14-7, and while Pierre threatened a couple of times, they did not score. We were 14-7 at halftime. Then to start the second half, Pierre fumbled into the end zone. Thought maybe that would give Huron some life, but Huron threw an interception after that. And then a pair of touchdown runs by Porter Hunsley, 1 yard and 23 yards, with Templeton adding the extra points, made it 28-7. Huron did draw one last time with the midway through the fourth quarter, an 8-yard run by Landon Holst. Point after no good, but 28-13 the final. Pierre wins it. Statistics here, Pierre 242 yards on the ground, 126 through the air, so they were over 350 yards total offense. Jaron Deal, a sophomore, remember, he just started playing quarterback full-time 3 weeks ago. He had 17 carries, 149 yards in the first touchdown. Porter Hunsley, also subbing for an injured player. He had 15 carries for 89 yards and 2 touchdowns. Throwing the ball, Deal was very efficient, 11 of 15 for 126 yards and the touchdown. For the Huron Tigers, they had 144 on the ground, 104 through the air. Running the ball, Mason Juergens, 1 carry, -1. Landon Hulse, 13 carries for 113 yards and a touchdown. Anderson Porish, 6 carries for 32 yards and a touchdown. Anderson, though, left the game with an injury in the third quarter. And Colt Culver had 2 carries for -4. Throwing the ball for the game, Huron was 11 of 23 for 104 yards. Anderson Porish was 4 of 10 for 32. And Colt Culver was 7 of 13 for 72 yards. Time of possession, that is a telling stat tonight, as Pierre had 10 minutes time of possession advantage, and even 29 minutes to 19 for Huron. That shows you how this game went for the Tigers. Defensively for Pierre, Porter Hunsley, boy, he had an all-around game. That kid's only a sophomore, I believe. 8 tackles to lead Pierre. William Eilers, who he was in the middle of everything too, 6 tackles and an assist. Sutton Sonnenschein, 5 tackles, 3 apiece. Samuel Larson and Egdon Bame. For Huron, lots of tackles, but the defense was on the field a lot tonight. Oakley Anderson, 9 tackles and an assist. Charlie Martin, 7 tackles, 3 assists. 8 tackles, 3 assists. Riley Winiger, 6 tackles, 1 assist. James Schultz Jr., 4 tackles, 3 assists. Jeremy Hofer. Mason Juergens with 5 tackles. Cooper Bischoff, 6 tackles, 3 assists. 4 tackles, 1 assist for Landon Hulse. Ben Cardona and Lucas Chaparro went together on a sack as well. And those are the final stats for the game. Let's do a final 7 Suns Heating and Air scoreboard update. I assume everything's final by now. 11 AAA, it's Lincoln and Brandon Valley. Lincoln defeated Sioux Falls Jefferson 42-28. Brandon Valley 38, Harrisburg 14. 11 AA, Yankton has went final 41-28. They defeat Sturgis, and they'll play Pierre 28-13 over Huron. 11A, it'll be Sioux Falls Christian and defending champion Lennox. Lennox nipped Del Rapids 15-14. I'm assuming Lennox went for a 2-point scored and went for a 2-point conversion. But Lennox 15, Del Rapids 14. And Sioux Falls Christian shut out West Central 35-0. 11B, it'll be Elk Point Jefferson and St. Thomas More. A high-scoring game. Elk Point Jefferson outlasted Dual 43-36. And St. Thomas More defeated Clark Willow Lake 50-14. 9AA will be Elkton Lake Benton and Freeman Marion, Freeman Academy. I know they played during the regular season. Elkton Lake Benton 14, Parkston 8, Freeman Marion, Freeman Academy 45, Hamlin 12. In 9A will be Wall and Howard. Wall defeated Phillip 56-6. Howard, defending champion, defeated Alsetzer Hudson 18-12. Howard, a pair of road wins to get back to the Dome. And in 9B, Del Rapids St. Mary and Avon. Del Rapids St. Mary defeated Faulkton 22-16. Avon defeated Coleman Egan 38-28. That's your Seven Sons Heating and Air scoreboard update. 605-352-5316. So, Cork, hey, I got to do 11 games this year anyway, but hey, when you're playing into November, you know you're doing something right. A season, I don't think much of anybody coming. I go back to when we played Douglas, and I interviewed the Douglas coach, and I'll just, when I was talking about Huron, it says, Huron's probably the team that's everybody, that's gotten everybody's attention. And he said Huron's got everybody's attention because I don't think anybody saw this coming. And it's just great to see a program like that move up. So, this is a nice step forward for the program now. We lose a lot of key seniors this year that did a lot, including a 1,000-yard runner, a leading tackler who I assume will be all-state, and but yet you have 3 linemen coming back, you have a quarterback coming back, you have a lot of key parts back. So good to have those back, but also more kids need to put on shoulder pads, come out and play Huron Tiger football. This program is on the upswing, as I said. Strand finishing his 4th year. It's on the upswing. People who believe stayed with him, and look where we got this year.
Well, the thing is, any program takes work. And it's basketball, football, wrestling, whatever it is. It takes work, and you got to go through the good and the bad and the ugly. And, we've gone through a lot of that. Me and you've watched a lot of those games through the years, and those kids laid a lot of groundwork for these kids. So now, this was good. We had a great year. You always got to lose some seniors. That's the tough part. But, you're here in Tiger through and through, guys, and so we need you. Get out into the program. Start down there when you're young, and that's where you learn everything. That's where you get all the learning process started, and this is the rewards. You get to play in November, and that's all worth it, guys. Trust me, it's all worth the work.
You got me to thinking, and I don't want to make it about myself, but I just went back because I was doing some texting with one of the parents about some trivia they wanted to do, so I counted 239th consecutive Huron Tiger game tonight for me.
Well, there you go.
Josh Sprecher was a senior the first game I did. Troy Brock always gets mad when I just talk about Josh Sprecher.
Well, there's some really good kids back then.
Yep, but that was the 02 season where we made a run out of nowhere to the semifinals before losing to Washington. So 238, and I don't bring it up a lot, but I saw every second of a 44-game losing streak.
Well, yeah.
But
that's the stepping stone to get to this.
We had no losing streaks this year.
Nah, fantastic.
We followed up the 2 losses we had before tonight. We followed up with wins, so that's what good teams do. You bounce back when something happens, and you know what? Let's go into the off season. Basketball starting, wrestling starting. Make sure you play your winter sports, and just be ready for what looks to be a great Huron Tiger year in 2025 or 2026. Do the old Bum Phillips saying, this year we knocked onto the door. Next year we're going to knock it down.
There you go. There you go, and we'll walk through it. Yes, we will.
Pierre 28, Huron 13. Pierre goes to the championship. Huron finishes their season here 8-3 in the semifinals. A big thank you to Corky for helping me out this year, and Nathaniel, who was mostly my board op this year. And, well, we'll be talking more to Nathaniel here because we're about a month. Well, we got volleyball coming up on Thursday with a girls' chance to get to the state tournament, and then basketball is probably about a month away as well, along with wrestling. Tigers fall, it's Pierre 28 and Huron 13. This has been a presentation of Dakota Sports, committed to excellence in sports broadcasting.